6 a.m. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports of the Mid-Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. A lot of news in the NFL on tag deadline day yesterday, starting in New York, as the Jets officially placed the franchise tag on running back Breece Hall, which is set at $14.3 million. Then in Indianapolis, the Colts could not get a deal done with quarterback Daniel Jones, so they placed the $37.8 million transition tag. Both the Jets and Colts have now until July 15th to get a long-term deal done. Also, the Cardinals informed quarterback Kyler Murray of his release when the new league year begins a week from today. Arizona already owes Murray $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026, and another $19.5 million would have triggered on March 15th for 2027. And then the Bengals star edge rusher Trey Hendrickson did not receive a tag yesterday, then took to Instagram to say his goodbyes to the city of Cincinnati. Hendrickson will be a top free agent next week. In college hoops last night, Tennessee got back in the win column as they beat South Carolina 78-59. J.P. Estrella led the way with 22 points. And Tyler Tanner scored 34 points with 5 steals in Vanderbilt's 89-86 overtime win over Ole Miss last night. And the Nashville Predators, they traded forward Michael McCarron yesterday to the Minnesota Wild for a 2028 second-round draft pick, and then last night fell to the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus 3-2 on the second half of a back-to-back. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into your Wednesday morning on 104.5 The Zone. Welcome in. Good morning on a gorgeous day in Music City. We inch that much closer to NFL free agency, 1 week away, in fact, from the official beginning of NFL free agency. A lot of headlines on franchise tag deadline day. We'll talk about that. We'll take your phone calls at 615-737-1045. And Ramon, this morning we make Titans free agency wish lists that are realistic with some good football players on it coming up at 7:20. Good morning.
Good morning, man. I feel like the last 24 hours have been somewhat of a blur. I was attacked by tiredness yesterday and still had to push through. I had a lot of things going on yesterday, man. Not even like little mini fires to put out and nothing like that. Just from one spot to the other yesterday. You know, the day just kind of consumes you.
I do.
Yeah, that happened on a Tuesday out of nowhere. I broke like my eating schedule as well. Got back home at like 8 o'clock. I've been trying not to eat after like 7:30, and I got home at like 8. Good thing is, though, it was good, clean food. I had some chicken fajitas or fajitas, however you want to call them. Quick pro tip, too. Rotisserie chicken, easy. I ain't gonna say the easiest thing to do, but like the quickest pickup for like if you ever want to do a chicken dish. And that's what we did yesterday, too.
I've never done a rotisserie chicken for fajitas before.
All you got to do
That's
is
a great idea.
Make sure you get like the fajita season or taco season.
Yeah.
Peppers, onions, saute it together, dude. Game changer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. I like that.
They have numerous amounts of them at grocery stores, whether you're going to Costco, Sam's, or K. Roger, Publix, whoever else. Like
Another pro tip,
Kroger, for those who don't know.
Costco and Sam's is $5 rotisserie chicken.
Sam's got $5 now?
Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken.
That makes it even better.
I saw
even
somebody
easier. And they're bigger than Kroger's.
They're bigger?
Yeah.
Who's been lifting them?
Got that steroids. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope not. Somebody tried to do like a comparison of like different rotisserie chickens and stuff like that. I'm like, it's rotisserie. It's probably all going to taste the same. But moving forward, Will, quick pro tip on like a quick dinner item, man. So just a heads up on that. So yeah, that's what I end up doing.
Have y'all seen the trend of what young men are doing for dinner like twice a week? It's on social media.
I've missed this one. Please enlighten me.
Ground beef and rice. That's just all guys are doing. They're just making ground beef, the little seasoning on there.
Yeah.
Put it over some rice. And that's a dinner. It's high protein.
I saw people get mad about it. I didn't know like it had become a trend. I saw a random tweet or like Instagram post or something. I don't care how broke I am. I'm never just eating ground beef and rice.
Oh no, it's just all about what you put with it. Like I'll grate some Oaxacan cheese over it.
Okay, that's a pro tip.
And slice up some avocado. and then get that little pre-made pico thing that comes like near the produce section.
I'm a fan of those.
At the store as well. Either the medium if I'm feeling spicy, or the mild as well. It's very good. It's like very fresh.
Yeah.
And you just mix all that together. And then you can also do it with chicken too. You like cube up like a chicken breast, season it with like what do? I do cumin, chili powder. I do like the dark chili powder.
Yeah.
Cumin, chili powder, salt, pepper, a little bit of the smoked paprika, which I put on everything. And then that's just like some Mexican chicken, and you get like a burrito bowl.
You know what do you know what paprika actually is? I looked it up and was shocked.
Paprika? I don't know.
No, I was like, I
thought it was just like something that you got from the earth.
It's red bell peppers that are dried and grinded down, and they name it paprika.
That's about right.
No, like paprika's supposed to be its own little herb.
No, yeah, I feel like that's right.
I thought, and like I might be absolutely wrong on that, but like legitimately, like it's ground up red peppers, and they name it paprika. Like, why are we changing the name of red ground peppers? You know what I'm saying? Like bell peppers. Like, why are we switching that up? It confused me because I'm like, well, I wonder where paprika come from.
All right, so question for the audience: what is the best build of a fajita? Like what do you put in the tortilla and in what order? Because there is a right answer to this.
So mine last night.
Okay.
I ended up getting a small tortillas.
Okay.
I had my chicken with my peppers, and all of that was seasoned.
Okay.
So the way I did it last night, because I'm trying to, drop weight, was I ended up putting sriracha on it.
Oh.
And hear me out.
Sriracha on a fajita.
Hear me out. That's a good move there.
Crazy.
Sriracha, and this is a game changer condiment for me, and I didn't know I liked it. Chipotle Tabasco hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
Oh, smokiness.
Also little ground peppers.
Yes. Yes, it is. But if you want a different flavor profile on like your Mexican food, man, the Chipotle hot sauce. That's what I had it with last night with a little bit of sour cream on top.
Okay. Justin?
This may be weird, but I'll put...
Yes, weird it out, J-Hawk.
Yeah, so I'll take...
607. Weird it out, baby.
All right, so like if I get fajitas at a Mexican restaurant, I will put a layer of refried beans, a little layer of rice.
Okay.
Then I'll put my fajita mixture.
Okay.
Top it with the queso.
Okay.
And then I'll have a little hot sauce on top.
What's weird about that?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people won't put the rice and the beans because it's a side.
Yes,
but I like it all together.
This is a very important distinction. So I feel like if the rice and beans look good by themselves, I won't put them on the fajita.
Okay.
But if they look like kind of mid rice and beans, like just kind of like, I'm not going to really eat that, then I'll put it in the fajita.
I get that.
But typically, no, because I do like rice and beans. That's something I've grown on recently. So there is a right way to do this. So you put the cheese on first to melt it more into the tortilla as you stack everything else on top of it. Can you tell I had fajitas on Saturday and Sunday this past weekend? Not a glue, just like I want to taste more of the cheese. And sometimes if you sprinkle it on the top,
it does get lost.
It doesn't hit you. It just kind of gets lost in all the flavors going on. Like if you put the guac in there, it's just getting overpowered.
See, that's why I do
take it away
instead of sprinkled cheese.
by the guac. I'm getting there. So let me cook, literally. You do the cheese on first, then you do the meat and the onions and the peppers on top of that. Then I'm sprinkling a little bit of pico, a little bit of guac, which is always a must. If I have a little bit of queso, that will go on like the beef itself, and that like melts into like the meat part of it. But again, I've got to have a good queso. Like some places will include queso. Some places won't, and then that way my dipping queso, and I'm not wasting my dipping queso if I've got plenty of chips on my fajitas. So that's when you just take the whole fajita and you dip it into queso, and then you take a bite of it.
You sound like my youngest,
I've never
man.
dipped it. That sounds
You've never dipped a fajita into a queso?
Fantastic,
That's the way to do it.
I never dipped one in a queso either, man. I just had the chips on the side. By the way, if you really want to do a one-strip trip back home with your fajitas, though, too, Will, pick up the rotisserie chicken.
The Hawks are having one of those coming up, a one-strip trip basketball game.
Magic City Monday.
Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked.
You are off the rails this morning, okay? But maybe they are off the pole. Never mind. Moving forward.
Yeah, in a way, they're also off the rail. Just one rail.
Well, pick up the rotisserie chicken from the store. And the best, I think, restaurant queso of a fast place is Moe's Queso. Elite. So if you want to really like piece it together at home with a little outside infiltration, Get you some Moe's queso on the way to the crib too. That'll do it for me.
I like it a lot.
That's my spot too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
because there is a right and wrong way to do this. So
it really is, man. I was trying to do it last night with my low carb tortillas, but they were too big. I was gonna mess around and make a quesadilla, so I just got like three minis. Which the carbs on the mini tortilla is not that bad anyway.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. I'm trying to watch all that little light stuff right there, man. But legitimately, the quesadillas was fire last night. Simple Chipotle Tabasco.
Okay.
If you get a chance, got a couple extra dollars.
Okay.
Try investing. You know another sauce I've learned that I love too. I know, but green salsa.
Yeah,
I'm a huge
good.
fan of. I had no idea I liked it.
Salsa Verde?
Yeah.
Yep.
I had no idea I liked it. No idea I liked it. Love it.
Well, there's a small chance that Alec Pierce might have to find a new local Mexican place in a new city. Didn't really work. Not my best. Yesterday, the Indianapolis Colts put the transition tag on quarterback Daniel Jones. If he does not sign a competing offer sheet, he would earn a 1-year guaranteed salary of $37.83 million. Ian Rappaport on NFL Network yesterday, speaking about Daniel Jones, the transition tag, and what it means for wide receiver Alec Pierce, widely believed to be a big Titans free agency target, had this to say yesterday.
There is incentive for the Colts, Judy, to do a long-term deal with Daniel Jones sooner rather than later. They're right up against it with the salary cap. They can restructure some guys. They can figure this out. But if they do a long-term deal with Daniel Jones, their cap situation gets a lot easier, and that might be pretty important because, as you mentioned, Alec Pierce going to be a free agent now. Now, the Colts made an aggressive move to try to sign him before the franchise tag deadline. That was never going to happen. He was not going to sign unless he knew for sure who his quarterback was going to be. Now he knows it's Daniel Jones, but timing really is not on the Colts side here. Today is Tuesday, right? And so in like 5 days or 4 days, whatever the math may be, the tampering window begins. Players never get this close to free agency and don't at least entertain offers. So hard to imagine he does any deal until at least the end of the week before he's going to find out what's out there. Besides George Pickens, who now is a franchise-tagged member of the Dallas Cowboys, this is one of the top free agents, regardless of position, certainly the top wide receiver. He's going to get a huge deal, and the Colts are now not competing with themselves, but the entire rest of the NFL.
So you're saying there's a chance that Alec Pierce could leave the Indianapolis Colts?
That window's open up. No doubt about it. That window has opened the heck up. Well, it'd be smart. I mean, if you want him, start just putting stuff out there about Alec Pierce. Just honestly, just baiting him in at this point. Like, and here's the other thing. I know who was that Rappaport that was speaking on him. Like he mentioned in this opening tampering period, that's just the official part of it. Like, I'm sure the agents on Alec Pierce's side is already communicating with teams or at least people around the organization trying to figure out what his number is going to be. And to be quite honest with you, if the coach is going to be able to match it moving forward as well. Like, they do have a good cluster of talent there. It's a matter of getting Daniel Jones and that Achilles healthy. And if they feel comfortable with putting them in a long-term deal as well, because Josh Downs and
Michael Pittman
Jr. are the two guys. Yes, Tyler Warren is solid too, but I think every good team got two solid wide receivers that
He's
are
one
competing.
of them.
Yeah, I know.
He's one of three.
It's one of three for sure.
615-737-1045 is our number. Live for the 1045 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. Kyler Murray gets cut, a shocking retirement in the NFC, and what it all means for the Tennessee Titans after this. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone, hour number one on this Wednesday morning, 615-737-1045. What am I listening to?
You hadn't heard this song yet?
No.
Oh, this is a new song by T.I. called Let 'Em Know.
Oh, okay.
Let them know.
I was like, this sounds like T.I., but I don't know. Okay.
He's beefing with 50 Cent right now, if you hadn't seen that as well.
And 50 Cent is beefing with P. Diddy?
Yeah, he always did. Yeah,
He's a
always
generational hater on that.
It is a generation, but him and Ja Rule, if we want to do a little culture around here, no doubt. Yeah, forever beefing. It's 50 Cent is what he does.
Kyler Murray has been told he will be released by the Arizona Cardinals next week. Was already guaranteed $36.8 million for 2026 and would have been guaranteed another $19.5 million for 2027 if he was still on the roster March 16th. He preferred to be released, a source told ESPN, Ramon, and with him probably hitting free agency next week, the source told ESPN that Kyler Murray has two teams that he would like to join, though the names of the teams were not provided. Who do you think Kyler Murray wants to be a part of in 2026?
Kyler Murray wants to be a part of Raiders. No, he can't do Raiders.
No, I don't think anybody wants to go to the Raiders.
I was just thinking of...
anybody. I'm not like that. But
what two teams could he possibly want to go to? Miami and...
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they have they could have a vacancy there. The offense is somewhat fun, could be, and I don't think they want to go with two. I think there'll be an opening right there. I really ain't got no clue where he will want to go.
Minnesota?
Minnesota is got to be one of them.
Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell? Can he handle a Kyler Murray type player at that position? Mobile, out of the pocket?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Huh. Fascinating.
Do you not?
It just seems like a weird relationship, but I mean, I get why anybody would want to go play with Kevin O'Connell at this point in their career, for sure. Guy seems to be a really good coach and play caller as well. Minnesota, well,
you know what I think the other one is? To be quite honest with you?
I don't.
It's the team you played for, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Yes is the answer, because there's a huge vacancy there, no doubt about it. And Omar Khan probably is, the GM of the Steelers is probably all over that one as well. I just didn't see him being the type of player that Pittsburgh would want, considering, I mean, you're really talking about Coach McCarthy and his offense.
I'm not saying Pittsburgh wants him. I'm saying if I'm Kyler Murray, I want Pittsburgh. Two different things.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the Steelers would have a ton of interest, because they may have the plan for Aaron Rodgers to come back, but like, if I'm Kyler Murray looking around at where can I go with a proven quarterback coach, a solid situation, and a vacancy, I'm starting with Minnesota and Kevin O'Connell, and then I'm looking at Pittsburgh with Mike McCarthy and with that defense already in place. And I know that defense has got some aging veterans and isn't a guarantee to just flip a switch and be that good again, but if I'm Kyler Murray, that's where I would prefer. Miami's a dumpster fire. Vegas is going to take some time. Like, I want somewhere where I can go have a platform to say, hey, I'm still good at this, and I have a coach that can make me even better at this.
Yeah, so I thought about Miami. Scrap that, because it's not Coach Josh McDaniels there, or Mike McDaniel there anymore. That's what I was thinking about as far as the offense and Tua.
Because if it was that system,
it was that system.
Sure, would make a lot of sense.
And I was thinking the warm weather guy going from one city to the other. But yeah, Pittsburgh is in that conversation for sure. I thought about Cleveland, because why not Cleveland? But I doubt it, because Deshaun still has a heavy check when it comes down to what his salary is, and it's still guaranteed as well. And as many problems as Cleveland's been through, I don't think they want to inherit Kyler's as well, considering he's been problematic. Here's what I would tell Kyler about, okay, Kyler going to play for the Steelers. Yes, the vacancy makes sense. The team needs it. They don't have any other real options when it boils down to either backups, Aaron Rodgers, or draft picks. If you do pick in the draft a quarterback, you're either getting a second-round guy or you're getting Ty Simpson at this point. And Pittsburgh, who's failed, and I say this, who's failed at making a real plan for a quarterback, and then on top of that, not being okay with losing, has put themselves into this boat of Malik Willis and Kyler Murray. So, yeah, it makes sense to me.
So DraftKings has Kyler Murray's next team odds. And again, this is different from who he would want to go to. Because there are other places within this that obviously are going to be better odds and more likely landing spots. I just don't know how. He's just going to have to get paid to go there. It just might not be his top choice. The New York Jets are the odds-on favorite to be the next team for Kyler Murray at plus 100. The Minnesota Vikings second at plus 190. The Dolphins third at plus 300. The Falcons and Browns tied at fourth at plus 450. And the Colts are the fifth most likely landing spot for him.
I just want to make a statement. Titans fans, I know y'all know you went through hell to get to, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of losing.
Oh, we'd be right in the mix of this had we not drafted Cam Ward.
But there's
right in the mix.
There's no worse place of being than not having a franchise quarterback. Who put that out?
Yeah, who's that?
That was a caller back in early fall last year.
Okay.
That's the first time I've been able to use it.
Okay.
Perfect time.
But that's where a lot of teams are. That's what Pittsburgh is like. There's the uncertainty of knowing what your quarterback is in 3 straight years is weird to me. And also the reason I bring it up is because this is what the Jets are going through as well. They thought Justin Fields was the guy. And before Justin, it was also Aaron Rodgers as well. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how do we get to this quarterback purgatory of teams not having a real answer, or the fizzling out or mismanagement is what I would say Pittsburgh's situation was with not having a plan after Ben. And, I mean, you did with Kenny Pickett, but that fizzled out as well. As I went across his profile this morning, he's a Super Bowl champ.
And the Jets are still trying to place Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, honestly.
No, you're being real.
They've not had a legitimate starting quarterback since then that's stuck around.
I usually, you know what I'm saying, I got friends around that I play with. Mm-hmm. My guy is Ryan Clark. Okay, like, despite how people feel about him, he's just, personally, that's just my dude. He made a statement yesterday. I don't even want to use the audio, but it was one of the wildest statements I feel like when I tell you this, and I'm not sure you've seen it. Speaking of Kyler Murray, but he said this: if Murray was the quarterback of the Ravens, we'd have much more confidence in them. He thinks the Baltimore Ravens have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl with Kyler Murray than they do with Lamar Jackson.
What?
I have the audio right here.
What?
Yeah, but this is where we are. This is just where we.
That's where we are in sports media, is that you've got to say things like that to get attention.
And that's my dude. And you know I've defended Ryan Clark privately in here. It's just like, yeah, that's just RC. I just don't see how he can get that understanding on Kyler Murray without fully listening to the audio and, you know, the before and afters of the conversation.
It's one of those sentences where, like, I don't. No matter how you are defending that statement, it is an outlandish statement.
We're talking about the 2-time, 3-time MVP of the league at this point. Like, yeah, moving on. But those are the conversations that are coming out from the big network. You know what I'm saying? Like, I vow not to ever do that.
Kyler Murray played all 16 games in 2019 and 2020. He sat out 2021 and 6 games in 2022 after tearing his right ACL that December. Returned for the last 8 games of 23. Was healthy in 2024 and then only played the first 5 games of this year. His last snap as a Cardinal was against the Tennessee Titans.
Yes, it was. He went out of that game. Sure did. Kyler, man, I've liked him and what I think he is as an athlete. His issues, and I know people around that organization, is just more personal stuff. Not personal like bad stuff, but like, I'm not sure if he's an only child type.
Is he a grinder? Is he a worker?
No. He's not.
He's not really shown us that.
He's one heck of an athlete who's gotten by at being the best player on the field for a very long time.
I think a heck of an athlete who is always going to need premium protection up front based off of his physical limitations, just being the size that he is.
5'10", if that.
He's got to have really good protection.
He does. And not just that. He needs somebody that can, the same thing we spoke about with Cam. Somebody that can talk to them on his level, no pun intended on the height, but somebody that can talk to him on his level and speak to him and tell him, Kyler, you don't know everything. You've gotten by with breaking plays down and with the arm talent that you have, and it's netted into him getting, a big contract, number 1 overall draft pick, but like nobody wants to see their career, you know what I'm saying, the respect of it to go this route this early on. Like he's just drafted in 2019. He's not an old player.
Apparently, Duck on YouTube tells us that I think that audio you heard from Ryan Clark may have come from 2020.
Okay, well,
makes
bad.
a little more sense, but
Duck,
still not really very much sense.
Thank you for saying that, Duck, because I was lost on that take.
Eric in Nashville, first up with the phone, 615-737-1045. What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
The show before y'all, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, they were talking about supposedly, according to representatives that represent Kyler Murray, there were two teams he was interested in. The Raiders was one, according to them, and the other one was the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people believe if he goes to the Vikings, he'll probably be the starter. Whether that happened, I don't know, but I'm sure he's going there probably hoping to be the starter. And another wild rumor they kind of throw out that with Arizona, they might try and go sign Malik Willis. And another pretty wild rumor, I don't think this is going to happen. They were talking about Kyler Murray. Some would wonder if he would just retire and go back and try and play baseball. So it's just the interesting things with the tag and just you hear just a lot of wild and crazy stuff out there. So, but it'll be interesting to see, guys. Y'all take care and we'll talk again soon.
No doubt.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to go to Vegas and back up Fernando Mendoza.
Maybe
There's no pathway to playing.
I thought about the sitting him side of it.
Said who, Mendoza?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
I know, but it is a situation which you can still allow him to grow and figure this out. Because why push him out when if he's
ready.
Not ready? You think he's ready?
Yes.
Well, you also dealing with a guy in that organization that has a whole lot of pull, and Tom Brady that's set.
Well, sure, but again, do the Raiders really want him, or does he just want the Raiders?
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that has to be established. But I'm not opposed to Fernando Mendoza sitting for a little while.
I just think that's a thing of the past for number one overall picks.
Understood, but here's the other side as well. Like thrusting them out into the day one starter stuff is, to me, I think been very problematic for some of these young rookies as of late.
Problematic how so? Because, I mean, the other part of it is that many of them are on teams that aren't ready to compete. And so it may at surface level look like the season's crashed and burned, but the reality is that you've started a rebuild with a new quarterback who gets experience, and all of a sudden, here's a top 5 overall pick, and now he can go get him weapons the next year.
My thing is this. The guys that's had bad, I guess, rookie years was, or at least problematic, Cam last year, Jackson Dart last year in totality. When you look at Bo Nix, it took a half a season before Bo Nix got it together. He's been much better in year 2 than he is in year 1. Drake May had a bad rookie year as well. Team wasn't established the way you needed as well. Took the second year leap. I look at this situation and said, I don't think you hurt yourself or Fernando Mendoza by sitting him for half a year, because the way I view Kyler Murray at this point, if he wants to be in Vegas and Vegas wants to at least date him for a little bit, you're not fully attached to him. He's just a summer fling is the way I look at Kyler Murray. And you still give growth to a quarterback or time to mentally ingest everything that he's going to take on. And we spoke about this because the moment that you leave your university, you have 0 breaks. And you're expected to know the entire playbook and organization and NFL speed within 6 months.
Sure. I just also think that all of those quarterbacks you just mentioned having really good second years is probably proof that those teams made the right decisions by playing them right away. Like you probably don't get the year 2 jump without taking your lumps a little bit in the first season. And you can't prove that because guys like Mahomes, who did sit, came in and were good, but ultimately, if my quarterback is Pro Bowl level in year 2, and I mean like actual Pro Bowl level, not like what Shedeur Sanders got. Like, if my quarterback is that good in year 2, then whatever I did in year 1 worked.
Yeah.
It's just a 2 to 3 year, 4-year plan.
It's like what Coach Mack always says, you can't manufacture experience.
That's true.
For some guys, they need it, and I just think there's not enough patience in top 5 picks anymore to sit them down and let them grow.
And this could be any quarterback that I'm going to make this statement about. I'm lightly nervous about him as quick as he kind of ascended at Indiana with how good of a team that was, that you put him in that setting of national championship on a terrible built team, for the most part, that's got some, I guess, issues as well as far as the team and roster. I feel like you almost set him up to put too much on his plate.
Oh, yeah, they definitely will for year 1.
That's why.
But how does that benefit him for 2027, 2028? Like the lessons you learned when you've just got to make it work at first.
Yeah, but the same conversation is being had when it comes down to if we put a better team around him and we feel like he's a better talent with that better talent, then you have a better team. I just don't think it's we've grown too accustomed to saying the rookies should just take their lumps at the quarterback position. And I think Kyler Murray's situation, Tua Tagovailoa's situation are prime examples of why you hold them back and build up a team before saying, here you go. Because, again, I mentioned the side of, like, paying these guys $250 million before they've even really proved themselves because the teams are weak.
Yeah, it's just what's your goal as a team relative to the expectations of the roster you can put together?
Preserve my franchise quarterback.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the most important thing, then, like, how many rookie mistakes are you making in year two that you might have gotten out of your system in year one when you are supposed to actually compete as a team? Like, the Raiders aren't expecting to compete in 2026, so what's the worst that can happen? Your quarterback doesn't play well? All right, well, then what's the benefit of that? You get a top 5 pick and your quarterback learns some important lessons. Like, I just think that's an okay way to live when you're at the beginning of a rebuild.
If I'm them, I'm slow walking Fernando.
Okay.
Would you have slow walk Cam Ward last year?
We talked about that.
That's what I'm saying. The Raiders are in the same spot.
Back now.
Yeah.
The Raiders are in the same spot the Titans were last
Cam
year.
Ward
Number one
nothing
overall
last
pick.
year.
Gonna take the quarterback.
That's not true.
Cam, as far as how to be a real pro, how to manage a football
the growth
game,
he had the second half of the season, Cam learned a ton lessons.
and then you got to scrap it again because you fired the head coach.
I don't think so. I think there are fundamental things that Cam learned that are consistent overall systems. How to get the ball out quickly. What it feels like to have the speed of an NFL defense running after you. The window shopping you can get away with down the field. The chemistry with Chimere Dike and Elikiah Manor. How to just be a pro every day. Like, I think he learned a lot this season.
I get that, but I also look at his situation and just say, I listen to what Robert Saleh said. They're going to start him over as if he was a rookie again. So everything he had 2 different systems last year that he had to learn.
It was the same system. He just had 2 different voices in the headset.
But you're scrapping it all, though.
Yeah, you're scrapping the system part of it, but there are still fundamental things you learn as a rookie in this league that benefit him greatly going into the next season.
Yes, but as far as, like, being a successful quarterback, no.
I don't know about that.
Last year
I disagree with you on that.
He wasn't even in the consideration for Rookie of the Year last year. And we're talking about the number 1 overall talent.
Is that the only way we grade success and what matters?
It just shows that there wasn't much on the table for him to be successful about.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that's my point, is like, that was a wash last year. Like, did he get time?
But that's a very different argument than saying he didn't learn anything.
Well,
he didn't have a successful, like, entire season. But I think it is a success, and I think it is a very good thing for him to have the growth he did over the second half of the season.
As far as the structure of playing NFL quarterback last year, I don't think there was much that was learned from Cam last year, learned through him last year, other than the experience.
615-737-1045. A surprising move in the NFL will have ripple effects on the Titans, and your phone calls on the rookie quarterback stuff. 615-737-1045 after this. What's up? It's Will Bowling here for my friends at Brentwood Hearing Center. Their team of doctors of audiology, it's always committed to providing patients with the most recent hearing device technology. Maybe you've been in that meeting at work, you've been in a crowded room, you've been at that sporting event, and you're realizing that you have trouble hearing conversation when there's background noise. It's that crowded restaurant you're sitting in, you're there at the table, and you're hearing the person behind you great, but maybe not the person in front of you actually want to be talking with. Brentwood Hearing Center could help with that. If you're having difficulty hearing that kind of conversation, they have got the latest hearing device technology, which also connects directly to your smartphone and television. And Brentwood Hearing Center knows that when you get these devices out of the box, the factory settings sometimes aren't the best way for you to proceed. You need a doctor of audiology to cater that technology for your specific needs. Give them a call at 615-377-0420 or visit them online at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com. That's 615-377-0420. Brentwood Hearing Center. Better hearing, better life. Wednesday morning on Ramon Will continues. 104.5 The Zone TV is where you stream us and interact with the Zone community. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Veterans center Drew Dalman has informed the Chicago Bears he is retiring from the NFL at 27 years old. After 5 seasons in the league, a 4th-round pick by the Atlanta Falcons in 2021, Dalman started 40 games in his NFL career and was the cornerstone of the remade Chicago Bears offensive line this time last year, signing a 3-year, $42 million contract with Chicago last free agency. I was a part of the offensive line that was number 1 in pass block win rate and 5th in run block win rate. Started all 17 games for the Bears, and all of a sudden, Ramon, he is now leaving a big hole for a big addition in a not very saturated center market, meaning that yesterday's price is not today's price for some players the Tennessee Titans are going to have strong interest in.
Sure, it messes up the market right here, man. That price might have gone up by $2.5 or $5 million per year based off the quality of dudes that are at that position. Tyler Linderbaum, Cade Mays, and who's our third premier guy or center in that position this year, Will?
Cade Mays, Connor McGovern, and Tyler Linderbaum.
Connor McGovern. Their prices probably just went up by close to $5 million just based upon those guys having experience. And the need that teams are going to have. The Titans have a direct need right here as well. And I'm not sure if you want to go in the draft. You could, but you also want to put a young guy with Cam at that position, unless you feel like he's an all-American stud coming out of college is one thing. But as far as Drew Dalman goes, man, I said kudos to him. Awesome. I'm happy for him. I think the way he went about doing it, if it is this way, is he had a number probably in his head. He's a Stanford grad. His dad went to Stanford. His sister works at Stanford football recruiting side right now. So I had somebody ask me about this last night, and I was just like, I think he's too smart for the game. He did his 5 years, got his big deal, and got the heck on. Well, the man got paid $25 million, I think, last year. It's nice retirement money for a 27-year-old man.
Listen, if you put your body through playing offensive line in the NFL and all the things that come with it, you obviously get to choose when it's time. And I imagine that there are injuries and there are bumps and bruises, Ramon, and there are things that you've got to go through just to get ready to do your job that the general public has no idea about.
None. And think about the division that he's playing in. That's a rugged division. Chicago's a rugged team as well. That offense is very, very, very physical. And I just like to reiterate this moment. I know people know this, but football is hard. I know we know this. Football is hard, man. And I think watching Drew Dalman and others bow out in their 20s show that. And then the other part as well, you really got to be passionate about this thing. You can't just do football. You can't just, I'm going to go out there and just play around, especially when you're playing on the interior offensive line. This, to me, gives me justification and just, it ain't for everybody. And eventually, you'll get sniffed out. Lucky for Drew Dalman, he got $25 million to say peace. And I don't even think he has to pay back much of that at all. He may have to give, I think, $2 million back or $4 million from the prorated signing bonus, which was even smarter because his signing bonus was only $6 million over 3 years. So he only owed them $4 million if that's the case.
Yeah, Drew Dalman had the 8th highest pass block win rate among all interior offensive linemen, 406 wins and 423 pass plays, according to ESPN. He started all 17 games last year.
Good for him. Sucks for Chicago, but great for him, man. I love seeing players win like this.
Yeah, we keep comparing last year's Chicago haul to what I think the Titans haul could look like in 2026, and Dalman was a really key part of that. And a 3-year, $42 million contract for them, getting the center at the top of the market, which would be close to what Tyler Linderbaum represents, leaving Baltimore this year. The problem is that this is now another team that can offer money and contention to the guys who want to come right into a place that's competing for Super Bowls right away. You can say a lot of things about the Titans and sell them for a lot of different reasons. That's not one that you're going to say right off the top. So Baltimore needs a center. Now, Chicago needs a center. You're looking at Buffalo losing Connor McGovern. Like, it feels like we're playing center musical chairs where these guys that have been playing for contending teams are just all going to kind of switch helmets.
No doubt.
That's a problem for the Titans.
It's very much so. Because, again, you need a premier guy. You need a veteran, I think, at that center position in front of Cam.
I would be very surprised to see them start a rookie with Cam Ward as a second-year starting quarterback this season.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised to see that. I think they're going to have a veteran to help him call out the pressures, call out the checks, and take some of that responsibility off Cam's plate.
So the average right now as well, I mean, to cut you off.
No, you're good.
So Drew Dalman was getting 14 a year. The highest paid guys right now, who the hell is Luke Wattenberg? Denver center, he's getting 12. Eric McCoy with New Orleans is getting 12 as well. Cam Jurgens with Philadelphia is getting 17 average. And top of that list is Creed Humphreys at $18 million with Kansas City.
You may see two guys get to 20.
Bro.
Like, I don't think it's out of the question to say Connor McGovern and Tyler Linderbaum both get 20 plus.
Easily. And if you're Chicago and they know you just got away with paying 14 to a guy that just retired, like Jurgens has to. And here's the issue too as well, Will. When you're in that window and Chicago they're pressed. They have to fix this as quick as possible.
I think Keith Bullock was listening to the show this morning because he's taken to Twitter to talk about Cam Ward. At Cable53, Titans legend, what's up, Bully, says Cam Ward got better as a football player and gained valuable experience at the NFL as pro. To say the only thing Cam got out of last year is experience makes it sound like he didn't get better as a football player, which he clearly showed progress at the end of the year.
Yes. Fully understand that. But as far as his ability to play quarterback in this league is my point. With what he took in last year is not a real track for anybody that you want to see coming into the NFL. When I say he didn't learn anything, I mean everything that happened last year was mostly bad. Yes, you carry that experience of what's playing in the NFL is, but as far as having like pots of success from the coaches that were coaching him, the thing that I have with Cam is this: was it the coaches that were giving him instruction, or was it Cam doing Cam-like things? Like, if you're telling me that he himself figured a lot of the stuff out, then yeah, there's experience there. But as far as teaching from Brian Callahan and the coach Mike McCoy, I think it was a wash last year. Absolutely was not, I don't think, a productive season for Cam to say, yes, there was a lot to retain that he's going to carry into this next year other than a lot of bad.
See, I just still think that from weeks 11 through 18, if you gave me a full season of that, I'm happy. Because weeks 11 through 18, Cam Ward completed 62.5% of his passes for 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. He took 17 sacks in those 8 games and had a quarterback rating of 90 with 115 rushing yards and a pair of rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah. And what was that? 2 wins and 7 losses on top of that
2
as
and
well?
6.
2 and 6.
I mean, that's not all his fault, though.
I know it's not all his fault.
Like, he had them 6 points to the Seahawks. You're within a field goal of beating the Texans. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying that there is no argument to me that he got a lot better the second half of the season.
And he's going to have to reset all of what he took last year and put it to the wayside, other than the level of experience he got playing NFL football.
That's just where we differ, because I think there are things you still take from what you did the second half of last year that you implement this season. I don't think you totally take away learning, like, hey, these are the moments where I can get away with scrambling and throwing. These are the moments where I've got to throw the ball away. These are the moments where I've got to run and recognize that my athleticism is a weapon that I can use to get down and move the chains.
There's growth in bad moments. I 100% agree with you there. But looking at the way this season went for him in 2025, wasn't a whole lot that you can retain and take into 2026 is the way I view what Cam dealt with last year.
615-737-1045. The Titans are the betting favorites to draft an offensive player with the number 4 overall pick. We'll tell you who coming up next. What's going on? It's Will Bowling for my friends at Zero Res. Hey, look, this time of year, it's an awkward time of transition as the weather goes from cool to warm. We're talking about spring cleaning, and I'm here to tell you that Zero Res is the right way to clean. Let's rid our homes of that cold and flu season germs as we look ahead to welcoming spring. Zero Res is going to give you the best and the most clean carpets you have ever had. That's because Zero Res cleans differently with no harsh chemicals, no soap residue, faster dry times, and everything will stay cleaner longer. You're also going to get excellent service from the Zero Res team with close to 4,800 Google reviews and over 700 Facebook reviews. No other carpet cleaning company is better received and reviewed than Zero Res. Call them now and get those carpets cleaned at 615-535-9376, or you can book online at ZeroResNashville.com. That's ZeroResNashville.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. That's the right way to clean. And don't forget to ask about their air duct cleaning.
7:02. Good morning, live from the Circuit Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Yesterday, the Jets officially placed the franchise tag on running back Breece Hall, which is set at $14.3 million. Then the Colts placed the $37.8 million transition tag on quarterback Daniel Jones. Both the Jets and Colts now have until July 15th to get a long-term deal done. Also yesterday, the Cardinals informed quarterback Kyler Murray of his release when the new league year begins a week from today. Arizona owes Murray $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026. Bengals star edge rusher Trey Hendrickson did not receive a tag yesterday and then took to Instagram shortly after to say his goodbyes to the city of Cincinnati. Hendrickson will be a top free agent this time next week. And 27-year-old Bears veteran center Drew Dalman announced his retirement from the NFL yesterday. Dalman signed a 3-year, $42 million contract last offseason and was a fourth-round draft pick in 2021 with the Atlanta Falcons. In college hoops last night, Tennessee got back in the win column as they beat South Carolina 78-59. J.P. Estrella led the way with 22 points. And then for Vanderbilt, Tyler Tanner scored 34 points and had 5 steals in their win over Ole Miss, 89-86 in overtime. And yesterday, the Nashville Predators traded for Michael McCarron yesterday to the Minnesota Wild for a 2028 second-round draft pick, and then last night fell to the Columbus Blue Jacks in Columbus 3-2 on the second half of a back-to-back. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Hour number 2 of the program on Wednesday morning here. This is Ramon and Will, at Ramon Will on Twitter, at Ramon Foster, at Will_Bowling, 615-737-1045. How you join us? So the Jeremiah Love hype train left the station weeks ago, I feel like locally. But now people are starting to take notice in places like Las Vegas. Ramon, interesting to me that DraftKings Sportsbook has the Tennessee Titans as the betting favorite to draft Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. Mm-hmm. With the 4th overall pick, the odds are plus 200. Of course, the former Notre Dame running back who ran a 4.36 40, ran for just over 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns. The Commanders are second best at plus 275. The Chiefs at plus 350 and the Saints at plus 370. Big deal, little deal, or no deal, Ramon, that in the beginning of March, the Titans are the betting favorite to draft Jeremiah Love.
I go big deal. And when I heard this and read this yesterday, and I said, good. Like, this is one of the first times right here I feel like lately the Titans are playing the game that everybody else is playing, if this is them. And not for this particular reason. Okay, so I'm twofold on this. If the Titans take Jeremiah Love, I think everybody would not have any pushback whatsoever on what he provides, him being the best blue chipper in this NFL draft. The other side for me is, Will, draft order. If you have Kansas City, who's desperate enough to believe that the Titans will actually take him, if they feel like they are in that position to get Jeremiah Love, I feel like this is one of the few times in which you have, backed up by Vegas, all signs pointing to the Titans not doing what everybody thought they were going to do and take Ruben Bain. And if Kansas City was banking on him sliding to 9 or getting close enough, move up and trade for him. This is where I think the trade up or trade back conversation gets real for the Titans.
For a running back? I don't know.
Kansas City. We're not. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're not talking about any running back.
No, we're not.
This is a weapon.
That's true.
That can be a game changer for a team.
That's true.
The same as we've spoken about. Like, Kansas City ain't bad. They're not terrible. They're not rebuilding. They're in
the resetting.
There we go.
Yeah.
I feel about them wanting him. It's the same way Philly felt about Saquon. I think when you ask most football people, is Kansas City prime for a run if they get a dynamic playmaker at running back like Jeremiah Love? I think most will say yes.
I still feel like they have more needs too than just running back. I mean, that is a roster that is deteriorating. I'm not sure they're in position to even draft one at 9, to be honest with you, Kansas City.
A running back?
No. I think they're in bigger trouble than what meets the eye.
Where?
Well, for starters, the offensive line was a problem last year. Juwan Taylor's gone.
They got a
So you're looking
replacement
at
for him
tackle.
already.
You have Josh Simmons on one side, but who's the other one? Who's the other tackle?
The draft pick from, was it Utah last year?
Kingsley
BYU?
Suamatia, BYU.
Suamatia? Yes.
I don't know. Isn't he a guard?
But there's an answer for him, though. He played guard, I feel like, because they had Juwan at tackle.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see if they move him back outside.
So the line technically is set.
Yeah. I mean, there are bodies there.
That's usually how it goes. Houston's dealing in the same business.
Jalen Moore is the other tackle.
Okay.
Defensively, they've been linked to Caleb Banks, the Florida D lineman. Chris Jones getting older. George Karlaftis, Derek Noddy. You have Charles Omenahu on the edge as well. You could look at one of the edges. Jalen Watson is a pending free agent. You could look at corner. Wide receiver is another position where you have Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Rashee Rice. And Travis Kelce's getting older. So you need pass catchers. They are certainly, I think, a legitimate option for Jeremiah Love. I just think they have so many needs that they're not in the position, like the Titans aren't, to be overly aggressive and trade good draft capital on day 1 or 2 of the NFL draft, or especially the top of day 2 of the NFL
For sure.
draft.
But I look at it like free agency still has to answer some of those questions for them as well.
Of course.
That's a part of this
They still
equation.
have a lot of money.
They'll find a way. They always find a way. Every team always finds a way to make it work under the cap. My point is this. I'm intrigued by if the Titans do take Jeremiah Love, just flat out. And I'm also intrigued by it if they trade back and Kansas City gets frisky.
I think
these are all hypotheticals, for sure.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it for a team moving up 5 spots to take a running back. I'll believe it when I see it. I'd love for it to happen because, yeah, I think that's the best case scenario for the Titans is you pick up an extra day 2 pick or a future 1 in 2027 in order to move back a little bit. Then maybe you could justify taking Carnell Tate with the number 9 overall pick.
Oh.
And then you get more draft capital to also get you a corner and an edge rusher on day 2. I mean, it makes a ton of sense from the Titans' perspective. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense from the Chiefs'
that's the perspective I looked at it from.
Okay.
It was theirs.
Great.
You remember I said
mean,
it. I was like, either they take them or from the Titans' perspective, they're playing big ball with betting odds.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity if there ever was one.
I just think it's probably Vegas listening to what Matt Berry put out the other day. I don't put a ton of stock in beginning of March Vegas stuff. I mean, heck, we were a couple years removed from all the C.J. Stroud stuff happening on draft day where, like, people thought the Titans were trading up to try to draft C.J. Stroud, and all of a sudden his odds were fluctuating. And, like, even the morning of the draft, you'll see some weird things from Vegas on who's going where. I just think you're getting a lot of conjecture based on what's been rumored and reported, and what's been reported and rumored is by Matt Berry saying he heard the Titans love Jeremiah Love.
I'm just glad we're not pitching a hole into one player anymore.
Well, there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Henry is in Lebanon next up on the phones. Good morning, Henry.
Morning, Henry.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, Big Ragu.
What's going on?
I just wanted to weigh in on the conversation that was being had a little earlier with Cam Ward, and we were talking about the experience and, what we should take away or where we're basing him at. And I feel like we need to start with the season overall. And Cam Ward is not solely to blame. I'm not saying that. The season that we just had, I would go as far as saying this is the worst season in Titans football modern era. The coaching staff wasn't good. Of course, they got him out the door. I'm not saying if we had Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, things would have been much different. But, as Robert Saleh has stated, we're going to have to start Cam Ward over. Yes, he played in the league. Yes, he played 17 games. But the football that was played was not acceptable. There has to be a change of mind and, reset from there. I agree with what you were saying, Ramon, and that's all I had for you.
Appreciate it, Henry.
You
Thanks for the call.
Big Hank.
Big Hank.
Big Hank.
Yeah, there are obviously things you're going to have to relearn, but I think there are fundamental parts of playing quarterback in the NFL that you benefit from. So,
no doubt.
A little bit of both.
There's give and take in this.
Garrett in the Borough up next. Good morning, Garrett.
What's up, Garrett?
What's up? How y'all doing?
We're good. Good morning.
I just wanted to ask y'all, I guess, try to get an answer individually. If y'all had full control of it, who would you draft for the Titans' first pick?
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you, Garrett.
If I had
Ruben
full
Bain
control,
Jr., edge rusher, Miami. Who you got?
Sonny Styles, Ohio State, inside linebacker.
I'd be very happy with that.
You okay with that one?
With Sonny Styles?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Inside linebacker, like,
It's probably the most sure thing of any of these guys.
I feel like it.
I mean, at least as much of a sure thing as Jeremiah Love.
Position specific? Yeah.
I just think Ruben Bain Jr. plays like and sounds like and fits the mold of a Titan.
Very real.
And I think that defensive front is nasty with him as a part of it. If you give me a front four of John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons in the middle, Jermaine Johnson and Ruben Bain Jr. on the outside, all of a sudden we could start to talk about having a pretty fun defense next year.
I agree with you there. Does Bain negatives the arms, the shoulders, the height?
Yeah.
Does it really bother you, or do you say he can, like, the tape speaks for him though?
Yeah, no, I do think it is a concern. I also think that at that position, considering what is around him, it's not fatal. Like I think it's exactly where he deserves to be picked. Yeah. I don't think it's a reach whatsoever.
Right.
I think that his power is so uncommon for a defensive end of his size and of his speed and quickness overall that what he lacks in overall length, he makes up for in power and just being like what Emory Hunt said yesterday, like Mike Tyson playing defensive end. And I think he is the best overall football player at the NFL level of the three guys that we've discussed.
Yeah.
Between him, Arvell Reese, and David Bailey. I think there are better pure pass rushers. But Jeffrey Simmons, for this team, in my opinion, is the more pure pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there are a lot of guys that by just pushing back the pocket and being in the neighborhood could rack up a lot of sacks next to Jeffrey Simmons. So also, what else are you giving me in the run game? What else are you giving me in terms of fit, in terms of culture? Yeah. Everything Ruben Bain Jr. says when he opens his mouth sounds like the exact type of human that Mike Borgonzi wants playing for his football team.
Real quick, too, you really grabbed my interest, too, with the Caleb Banks pick.
For the Chiefs?
So just in general. Like, I do see him as one of those types of monsters.
The vision of Tavondre Sweat next to Jeffrey Simmons?
Yeah.
This would be recreating that with Caleb Banks next to Chris Jones.
Brother.
In Kansas City.
Yeah.
336-pound dancing bear with quick feet who can get upfield, who can hold and who can anchor in the run game and allow Chris Jones to maybe get more one-on-ones. And then if you want to go double team Chris Jones, then here's Caleb Banks up the middle.
Man.
Yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense for Kansas City.
If you were in the sweet spot to grab a dude like him for this, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Question on YouTube says, how many of the guys he went against are going to be elite in college?
Who is this?
Ruben Bain Jr.
A good bit of them. The question I have, to be quite honest with you, is how many did David Bailey win against? Looking at his tape is
5 sacks in the college football playoff for Ruben Bain Jr.
Ruben Bain Jr. against
in
elite.
Just the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Those guys are the best of the best that college football has to offer. I don't know.
Me, like David Bailey, I felt like ate against smaller schools, to be quite honest with you. He ate, and I think you have to be ready for his weaponry, is what I'm getting at. Like, he's not great in the run. How soon can he get better at running? I mean, defending the run. He could be a liability on the left side of the defense if teams say we're going to attack him because he can't stop a nosebleed.
He'll also do like 1 or 2 things on film when you watch him, like per game, where he just like pancakes a lineman. Like, he will literally, like a wrestling move. Yeah.
Yes. He
will literally, like a wrestling move, throw a lineman down on plays where he's not even making the tackle. Like Brian says, going to look like a little kid after he gets grabbed by a tackle. You don't really see that in college, and those guys have long arms. And he's played against a lot of really good tackles. The arm length thing is not fatal. It's just not. He wouldn't even be discussed as a first-round pick option, period, if it was fatal. The league has already told us what they feel like on Ruben Bain Jr.
I wanted to make that point that you
Robert
just made.
Saleh said the tape is undeniable. There's nothing to deny about it.
If it's that big a deficiency with his arm,
we wouldn't even be talking about it. Yeah.
Why is he a top 5,
there are
top 10
a lot
pick?
of really smart people who don't feel like this is an issue.
I don't think it's an issue. Do I think he's going to be a 15-sack getter?
Yeah.
Probably not. But in the terms of being a game wrecker, if he does transition to a 3 technique, like legitimately transition to 1, I think he cooks.
Top Titan says, history says it's fatal. I don't really care about the history. Here's the thing, and I said this Friday when you were out.
Yeah.
His arms are 5/8 of an inch shorter than Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
5/8 of an inch is like the difference between who's measuring your arms. Do you know how small of a difference that is?
Is it this much on camera?
5/8 of an inch? Who cares? Like, I get that it's a concern. I understand it. But to say that it is a fatal flaw, one genetic aspect of a human being who had 5 sacks in the college football playoff, I think it is fans who love Jeremiah Love so much, they're not willing to think about other options. That's what I think is going on there. They're so excited by it and captivated. And I get it. Jeremiah Love will be awesome. But, like, sometimes you got to eat your vegetables to grow up and be big and strong. You can't have cake for breakfast.
No doubt. What did Emery say? Yeah, I mean, we can have cake for breakfast, but it's not good. The doctors won't like that. What did Emery Hunt say yesterday when I asked him about is there anything good that comes out of the combine?
And he said, nope. Nope.
This is what this time of the year is for until you get him inside of your locker room and then you figure out, no, that dude's a ball player. Personally, for Jeff, he had stuff, right, coming out of college. He had an ACL coming out of college as well. You knew the talent was there. You took him. Jeff's been a model citizen for the most part as far as his career goes and his play. Is he a hothead? Yeah, but am I willing to deal with that? Absolutely.
All right, T-Breath, 615-737-1045. Our wish lists, realistic wish lists for the Tennessee Titans in free agency after this.
Genesis Diamonds has quickly become one of the largest dealers of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America, and they're having a huge Rolex event. It's this Friday and Saturday. If you've always wanted a Rolex or you're looking to add to your collection, you can't miss this epic 2-day sale. I'm telling you, it's featuring a stunning new selection of these hard-to-find watches: Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans. Genesis has all the most popular models in pristine condition. Some of these are still in the box and never worn before. I'm telling you, during this event, you can take advantage of their special financing, which is up to 5 years. And with the purchase of any luxury pre-owned Rolex at this event, Genesis will give you a pair of 4-carat lab-grown diamond stud earrings absolutely free. And if you already own a Rolex, just bring it in to sell or trade or get top dollar for it. Don't miss this chance to get the luxury timepiece you've always wanted and get a free pair of lab-grown diamond studs. It's this Friday and Saturday only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, your home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes. They're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs, but you got to see store for details and while supplies last on approved credit.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling. Do you have a plumbing issue at home? Whether it's a leaky faucet or a clogged drain, it's that thing you've been putting off that you haven't got to yet. Maybe it's that water heater that's gone cold. The plumbing professionals at Lee Company have your back. No matter what your plumbing issue is, they're going to take care of you. And Lee Company's got over 80 years of experience taking care of Middle Tennesseans and people in Kentucky and Alabama. They are a hallmark of this community. Available 24/7 year-round, Lee Company's licensed technicians can save you time, money, and all the stresses that come with an ill-timed plumbing issue. And when things are ill-timed and not working the way they're supposed to at the worst possible time, that's the beauty of Lee Company. They're open 24/7, available to help you at any time. Contact their award-winning team at leecompany.com. That's leecompany.com for award-winning plumbing service. Online, leecompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. Wednesday morning on Ramon and Will rolls on. 615-737-1045 is our number. Making wish lists for free agency. Ramon, I have two conditions for this.
What you
for
got for me?
3 names at the top of our wish list. Number 1, John Franklin Myers isn't allowed to be on either of them.
Understood. That's done. Huh?
Because I think that John Franklin Myers is the best fit the Titans possibly have. And Jermaine Johnson was even on Twitter yesterday making comments about John Franklin Myers.
Yeah, stop lowering his
Easy,
market.
guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Stop lowering this market, man.
maybe stop bringing tampering charges. I don't know. I don't think that's actually a concern.
Yeah, no, he can do it. It's just a matter
Everybody
of
be cool.
Yeah, like let his agent negotiate this, man. You're gonna take that man's market down a little bit by making everybody know he's coming here.
Right. So I think, first of all, John Franklin Myers, from everything that's been reported out there, and, these things happen in due time, appears to be a very strong fit and good fit for the Titans. And he's commented stuff on social media. So just names not named John Franklin Myers is number 1. And B, realistic. Like, is Tyler Linderbaum at the top of my wish list? Yes. Do I think that Tyler Linderbaum is going to be a Titan? I think it's possible, but I think he's either going back to Baltimore or he's landing in one of these ready-made contender spots.
Okay.
I'd love to be wrong. But, for example, I'm not putting Tyler Linderbaum on this list because I'm going a little more realistic.
Gotcha.
So, realistic Titans free agent targets that make sense that are on our wish lists.
Gotcha.
I've got 1 through 3 in order of how much I want them to be here.
I'm trying to find one. Well, I got one I'm looking up just to see if he's under contract.
You want me to start with my 3 then?
Yeah, you can start with your 3.
Okay. My number 3 target is Connor McGovern, 28-year-old center of the Buffalo Bills. Matt Bowen at ESPN says he has the mobility to climb and play in space versus linebackers. He had a 97.2% pass block win rate in 2025, which was tied for second among 31 qualified centers last year. Never overlapped in Buffalo with Brian Daboll. He got there in 2023 after Daboll had already taken the New York Giants job. Was a Pro Bowler in 2024, was a Dallas Cowboy the first 3 years of his career. I think he may get between $16 to $20 million, considering the amount of center-needy teams in the league. You are getting a very solid pass protector in Connor McGovern, and you're getting a lot of experience. So I have him, I think, as the second best center on the market behind Tyler Linderbaum, as number 3 on my wish list.
All right, for sure. Well, this last guy, I do have him, and we're good to go. I'm going to start with him, actually. Since you went with center, I got a center on my list as well.
K. Mays?
Kate.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
Kate, body type, size. Body type, size, prime, about to hit that years 5 through 8 in which guys hit their prime. The understanding of how to play in this league. He's a veteran that's been in this world. He's played for a similar in height quarterback in Bryce Young in Carolina. And I think this could be a great fit here. And the price, I think, will be better than the other 2 guys. I think as far as tiers, I think Cade Mays probably hit the 3rd tier of pay when it comes down to what the Titans should be trying to spend because, again, there are other guys in free agency they got to go sign on top of having money for the 4th overall pick as well.
Sure.
So Cade hits mine. He's number 1 on that list as far as guys.
He's number 1 on your list or number 3?
Number 3.
Okay. Number 2 for me is 27-year-old nickel from Coffee County, Tennessee, Alontae Taylor. When I think of the Titans type at corner, you think of length and speed. Everything that this organization did last season at corner told us what they valued in the type of guys that they brought in the types of players that they traded out.
No doubt.
Roger McCreary and Jarvis Brownlee were slighter built, more physical, grabby, slower corners. Not to say they weren't good players. They just were different from the type that the Titans brought in, where I think Jalen Armour Davis, although not the best player or fit, was the type the Titans are going to like. And that's the type that Mike Borgonzi, the Chiefs, liked as well in Kansas City. Every conversation I had on Titans radio Titans Countdown this past season with Mike Bergonzi talking about corners, he would bring up length and speed. Alontae Taylor has length and speed. Mm-hmm. The thing is, he is a long, fast corner at nickel, a position where you don't often get long-armed, good straight-line speed corners because you have guys who are at times more physical and want to jam you and want to block you into submission at the line. Well, he can do that too with 32 and a quarter inch arms at 6 feet tall with a 4.36 40-yard dash. 4 interceptions, 40 pass breakups, 7 sacks. If you need an example on how Alontae Taylor could impact this defense, I encourage you to go to NFL Plus and watch back the Titans and Saints game. And in a cornerback market that is devoid of a number one dude, I know this is a little bit of a premium, getting a good nickel, but I like what was said on our show last week by Easton Freeze. You are only as good as your worst corner. There are worse places to start on a team that has one really returning corner that played last year, Marcus Harris. I'm going Alontae Taylor as number 2 on my Titans wish list at the nickel position.
Got you. So you went defense? I'll go defense. This one guy's coming from left field from me. And I was trying to be diverse in how I speak about rebuilding this team and what's necessary. They need a lot of help at a lot of different places. And I'm going to go with where they lost a guy at, and T'Vondre Sweat. I'm going to the interior defensive line, and I'm going in a division as well. This one particular guy is Tim Settle. Now, he did end this season with a foot injury, but when you look at his type, you look at his production, you look at his motor that he has, PFF overall grade on him, if this matters, this is just for research purposes only, 71.3 overall grade. He got a 78, which is in the green pass rush grade, and his run defense is 61.3. Again, up the field, piercing defense, comes from the D'Amico Ryan style of ball, so you know he's attack. He fits the mold. His price is probably going to be from $3 to $5 million. If the foot's good, Tim Settle on the interior defensive line coming from Houston, I think makes sense for the Titans as far as help on the interior. You said realistic. I think this is a realistic play here.
I'd say it is too. And again, more of a run stopper.
Yeah. And can pass pro too.
Yeah, he had 5 sacks in 2024. You would have the luxury, if you brought in Tim Settle, of in run stopping situations having a front 4 of John Franklin Myers and Jermaine Johnson on the edges and Tim Settle and Jeffrey Simmons down the middle.
Yeah.
Because John Franklin Myers has got a little bit of Danico Autry to him that you can rush him on the edge as well, especially in obvious run situations.
Yep. And I think he's, 28 years old at this point, too. Yes, whether you do a 1-year, 2-year deal, I think this fits the mold of what they I think when you talk about volume of spending, he fits the mold.
Who's number 1 on your list?
Numero uno on my list is going to be, Alec Pierce.
Yeah, so my caveat here is that if he is totally realistically available, he's number 1 on my list as well.
I went with it because as it stands right now, there's no certainty. We're days away from free agency.
Go make him an offer you can't refuse.
And that's the way I look at it. If you're looking for help, you're looking for experience, and a guy that's looking to get paid as well, I think you can put him in a position, even if he's not a bona fide one, I think he's a bigger threat with what he's done in his career than what Calvin has had here.
What constitutes a number 1 receiver to you?
When you need a play, you're going to make a play. The volume and passes in which they come his direction always account for it, too. I remember watching number 1 wide receivers, AB. He needed at least 10 targets, 12 targets a game. Those types of guys, when you got to have it moments, they bring it in more times than not. When it comes down to game planning, who's your number 1 corner? Your number 1 corner covers him? Yeah, that's your number 1 wide receiver. Or teams that double the stars. We're probably not going to put 1 guy on, or we're going to put 2 guys on him. The threat that he creates on game days down the field, how he can come back to the ball high pointed, his multitude of routes that he run, that's him.
Alec Pierce is number 1 on my list as well. And originally, I didn't even have him on here because it felt like such a foregone conclusion he was going to go back to Indy. I still think he is going to go back to Indy. But this is where we can't be afraid, Ramon, of going after really good football players. And I think there's this idea with the Tyler Linderbaums, the Trey Hendricksons, the Alec Pierces, the the guys at the top of the free agent market, there's this idea in Nashville that like, oh, we've always got to settle for the leftovers. Like, oh, we can't attract a guy like that.
Feel you.
Go convince him.
Yeah.
Go pay for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is not in Alec Pierce's best interest to sign before Monday.
Right.
Even if he has every intention of going back to the Indianapolis Colts, you take calls and you see what the price is, and you at least get $2, $3, $4, $5 million more from Indy. Yeah. Maybe he is that special type of player that's rare, that just says, you know what, I want you to have enough money in your cap. I don't want to maximize this. My priority is playing with Daniel Jones for the Indianapolis Colts, and if that means taking something a little bit more team-friendly, I'll do it. Yeah. Maybe that's what's going to happen, and I think that's certainly a possibility. But as we heard Ian Rappaport say on NFL Network that we played earlier this morning, Ramon, how often does that really happen? Where a player gets this close to free agency and says, no, I could get more by taking more calls, but I'm good.
Go get it.
Doesn't happen very much.
It's your window.
This is like when you have a recruit who's committed elsewhere on campus in college recruiting. How many times we talk about that?
Last visit.
Hey, just get a visit and see what can happen. Give them a phone call and see what can happen. No, I don't think it's that realistic.
That's Tristan Key's situation.
But that's what the money's for.
Yeah, that's what the money's for.
Well, and it's like, and I know it didn't end up going this way, but remember when David Sanders was at Ohio State?
Yeah.
And was that close to flipping? And there was never any concern. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
David Sanders is on campus in Columbus. Alarm bells are ringing. When you get to free agency, you've got the ability to go to campus. You've got the ability to walk around the hallways a little bit. You got the ability to have conversations. You might realize, now, wait a minute, what was I missing?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Same way with Nebraska when he went there, remember?
Alec Pierce, right. Alec Pierce, 21.3 yards per catch last season. In a vertical threat, you are not going to find anyone better. And that's where I look at this less of, is he a 1 or a 2? He fulfills a role and can run routes and can do a job the Titans don't currently have right now. A contested catcher with straight line speed, who I think also opens up doors for Chimere DK and Elikai Manor underneath. That's what Alec Pierce gives you.
I'm here for it.
Your phone calls next, 615-737-1045. Who do you want the Titans to sign in free agency? We'll talk to you after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls. Just want to let you know there's healthcare out here designed for your life. It's 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, yes, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., where they have same-day appointments available to you or next day guaranteed, man. Everything from primary health to urgent care, IV therapy, or medical weight loss, they can help you with it. And here's the cool part about it. They do it on your time. For a flat fee with Medical House Calls, you can get an evaluation, full exam, treatment plan, and prescriptions if you need it. So you can have them come to your house. This is the process. Come to your house, talk you through everything that you need, describe to them what's going on with you. They can help you get fixed. They can also give you a script so that you can go get meds. You don't even have to leave your home and go into those waiting rooms where a lot of germs and everything else is at, man. But they provide you with almost everything from sicknesses, infections, injuries, in-home labs, testing, and so much more. This is bringing back the concierge to medicine, to where they come to you and you never have to wait on it. If you tell them you want an appointment on a Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, guess what? They will be at your house. The convenience is simply all you need to know. Again, medicalhousecalls.com is the website, or you can call and text them at 615-838-2375, and make sure you tell them that Ramon sent you.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap into the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Will Bowling. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto, and in a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept the 3% mortgage intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards into car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too at loanpronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan did it and consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto, 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Wednesday morning on Ramon Will, wrapping up hour number 2, 615-737-1045 with our Titans wish lists in free agency. Remember having Kevin Zeitler on this last year, Ramon?
Yeah, we did.
Got one of them right. That's right.
We more right than wrong. Nah, we probably more wrong.
It's like a batting average.
It is.
Right, 35% of the time. You're batting 350. What do you mean?
HOF, baby.
That's how I see it. Let's go to the phones.
Yeah.
Let's go first to Patrick in Spring Hill. What's up, Patrick?
What's up, Patrick?
Hey, guys. Big fan. I would really like to see us pick up, like, Devin Lloyd or Devin Bush to be beside Cedric for our linebacker core, and I think we just need another workhorse out there for linebacker. I think that'd be a good fit. I'll hang up and listen.
I got one pushback on one of them, Patrick.
Devin Bush, not the guy you want.
He, like you mentioned, size, but like, is he a supreme athlete? Absolutely.
Hasn't worked out.
But he gets swallowed up by big offensive linemen.
Yes.
Like, he, to me, is more closer to a nickel linebacker if there's ever a thing. Like, what I'm saying is you don't want Devin downhill and in the trenches. You want him side to side and in space. He's, I think, rectified his career. I do think that in Pittsburgh, it was such a wash. Pittsburgh moved up to go get him. It was Devin White and Devin Bush that year, 2 top 10 linebacker picks.
Sure.
I only pushed back on that one because I saw it up close. But he's had a better career, though, I will say.
Top Titan on YouTube says, I can't imagine overpaying a nickel corner when your best corner is a nickel corner. Talking about Marcus Harris?
I think so.
I mean, Marcus Harris is a good young player, but Marcus Harris has hardly played any football.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's the guy you have coming back does not mean that you just forego adding nickel help.
Yeah.
Plus, that's what the market gave you. I mean, in a perfect world, would I like for Sauce Gardner to be available for me to go pay? Of course. But the best corner on the market is Alontae Taylor, and I think that's enough of a need to where beggars can't be choosers.
Alontae, I think, fits what you want here.
I think he fits the type they like at corner more than anybody available.
Yeah, and don't misconstrue it. Alontae can play. Just want to throw that out there as well. Alontae can play. He's a weapon for it. Is he going to have his hits and misses here and there? Yeah, but he's been more consistent when it comes down to his ability to cover.
Agreed. Dirty Bird is in Laverne. What's up, Dirty Bird?
What's up, Dirty Bird? Thank you.
What's up, Ramon? What's up, Will? First time calling to y'all's show, man.
Hey, welcome in, Dirty.
So, y'all were talking about some stuff earlier. I was just curious to see what y'all thought. Atlanta right now, we got one QB that we're about to release. We got one that can't stay under center without breaking his knees. I think Kyler Murray would fit in absolutely perfect, him or Tua, for that matter. We got Pitts, we got Bijan, we got Drake. I mean, we've got, and in our defense last year stepped up. I think that we have a team that's ready to win. We just need a quarterback to get in there and do his deed. I mean, and as for y'all's Titans, man, I think Cam Ward is going to be a beast this year. I think that he just needed to get in there and learn, get a couple of hits in. He needed to get on the playbook. I think you're going to see a different Cam Ward this year.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hang up and listen. I just wanted to see what y'all thought about my Falcons in that quarterback situation.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, no doubt.
I think both those make a ton of sense.
You pushing Michael Penix over? Well, he's coming off injury.
No, I'm Tannehilling it, and Penix is my Mariota.
Okay, I see what you're getting.
I'm getting a good plan B ready.
Yeah.
If and when Penix gets hurt again. I think it's exactly like a Ryan Tannehill, Marcus Mariota, Titans 2019 situation.
I get you. No doubt about it. I heard that be brought up somewhere else as well, too, as far as Kyler going there.
You can pay him the minimum.
I mean, is Matt Ryan going to allow it?
Probably.
Matt Ryan got to win.
I mean, maybe not right away. Like, I don't know. I mean, he gets time, right?
Okay, to that point, does Kyler help you win right away?
I mean, is he playing? Are you asking him to be the starter or the backup? I mean, because if Michael Penix Jr. is still believed in enough to be the starting quarterback, like, probably not.
Yeah.
But if it's week 9 and Penix gets hurt again or isn't taking a step forward and it's kind of time to make some hard decisions, then, yeah, I'd love to have Kyler Murray ready and waiting. For sure. It all depends on what Kevin Stefanski thinks about his quarterback.
So much is this is my hater moment. So much is just predicated on the quarterback position.
Yes,
like,
it is. Yes, it is.
It's almost psychotic, almost, man.
Most important position in sports. Omar is in Nashville up next. What's up, Omar?
What's up, Omar?
What's going on, fellas?
Morning. Good morning.
Morning. Man, I had a little inside take on that 4th overall pick that Will is so in love with, man, that Ruben Bain.
I think both of us are pretty in love with, honestly.
I like Ruben, too.
Yeah, I like him too, man. But man, I feel like this is a high free agency class for edge rushers, man. You got like Chayton, you got a couple guys out there, Aldafi, there were some guys, man. But we gotta be mindful, man. We actually spent a 52nd second round pick on a guy by the name of Femi. And man, we need to see that turn out to be something. You can't tell me that he's just all of a sudden gonna be a second round pick and then we're gonna push him into a role player. Now, that's kind of high for a premium pick if you are already going that route. So that's kind of my misconclusion when I come to that part. So, man, I'm taking the best offensive player on the board, and that's going to be Jeremiah Love.
But Omar, I like the other part though too. Well, when it comes down to like defensive linemen and like edge rushers as well, especially in this Robert Saleh defense, he pushes them so much. And he mentioned it when he spoke about Devondre Sweat, like how hard it is and demanding to play in this defense, that the rotation is just gonna happen. Like I remember playing against him in 2019. And it doesn't stop. You think, okay, I remember thinking like DeForest Buckner's out. Whew, I get to breathe. And then this backup comes in, and next thing you know, he's just as high-motored and high-powered and violent as he was in the era going against that San Francisco defense back then. It's just, again, I don't think you pushing Femi to the side, Oladejo to the side. I think you just saying to yourself, as much as I can keep you up and ready and just in go mode because they have such of a rotation, I think the more bodies, the better, to be quite honest with you. I don't think it minimizes Femi, to your point, though. I can understand the thought process behind it, but it doesn't minimize Femi even the slightest.
Thank you for the call.
It's understandable.
Yeah. I just want to get more clarity to how the rotation's going to end up happening, though.
Appreciate it, Omar.
The way I've seen it. That's why I always hate on defensive linemen. They do 3 plays and then they get out.
Being a good sixth man early in your career as a second-round pick, sixth man, I mean metaphorically, like being the first guy in, still happens.
It does.
And I think for a player like Femi, you're not necessarily drafting him to come in and be a high-impact player right away. I think you drafted Femi for a number of reasons. You were intrigued by his potential in a position he'd only played 10 times in his life when you drafted him. You feel like he's a good worker, a good human, and he certainly is. And you feel like he is a long-term fit for you at edge rusher. But just because you're pushing him to be a role player right away, I actually think that's probably about right for Femi right now. He was an inside linebacker until a quarter of the way through his senior year when he switched. Like, Nick Benito is the comp of what you hope Femi turns into. And Nick Benito, the edge rusher for the Denver Broncos, did not get out of the gates very quickly. He had 1.5 sacks his rookie season in 15 games and only started 1 game. Nick Benito had 8 sacks year 2 and only started 4 games for the Denver Broncos. Then he started in year 3, 15 games in 2024. He had 13.5 sacks. And this past year, he started 16 games and had 14 sacks. Nick Benito, like Femi Oladejo, second-round pick. 22 NFL draft in the middle of the second round at 64 overall. You're still on the right timeline for Femi, even if he is coming off the bench this year.
And real quick, too, I see a comment in our YouTube. Marcus Harris actually had a better PFF grades than Alontae Taylor. Real quick, add more. Let me add more context. Please add more context. Marcus Harris played 342 defensive snaps. Of that 342 that he ended up playing, it was run defense for 114. Alontae Taylor played last year, 2025, 1,056 snaps.
Yeah, that's not the burn you think it is.
The difference,
and I love Marcus Harris. He's a good player, but
the difference is this is more exposure to those moments. We're talking about a small window, a third of the snaps that he's played versus Alontae as well. Like, I get your point.
People at PFF would tell you that's not the best way to use PFF grades.
No.
615-737-1045. One Titans player on our wish list has talked and said his old team doesn't want him back. We'll tell you who that is coming up in a minute. Plus, Tennessee back in action last night. Vanderbilt played like just a ridiculously drunk basketball game in front of 50 people in Oxford, Mississippi last night. I watched all of it, so you don't have to. We'll talk about it coming up next.
8:03, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Per Jeremy Fowler this morning, the Chargers plan to release guard Mekhi Becton in the coming days. The move will save the team $9.7 million against the cap. Yesterday, the Jets placed a franchise tag on running back Breece Hall, and the Colts placed a transition tag on quarterback Daniel Jones. The teams have until July 15th to get a long-term deal done. Also, the Cardinals informed quarterback Kyler Murray of his release when the new league year begins a week from today. Arizona owes Murray $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026. Also, Bengals star edge rusher Trey Hendrickson did not receive a tag yesterday. Then he took to Instagram to say his goodbyes to Cincinnati. Hendrickson will be a top free agent next week. And 27-year-old Bears veteran center Drew Dalman announced his retirement from the NFL yesterday. Dalman signed a 3-year, $42 million contract last offseason and was a fourth-round draft pick back in 2021 with the Atlanta Falcons. And the Nashville Predators made a couple trades yesterday, trading forward Michael McCarron to the Minnesota Wild for a 2028 second-round draft pick, and also forward Cole Smith to the Vegas Golden Knights for Christopher Sadoff and a 2028 third-round draft pick. The Preds also lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus last night, 3-2 on the second half of a back-to-back. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you've got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show, off and running on 104.5 The Zone. Welcome in. Glad you are here. Whether you're on the FM radio signal or in the FNM Bank chat on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, you've come to the right place. Rhett Bryan will join us in an hour, previewing the NFL Draft, taking a look at edge rushers today. We've decided when we preview a position group with Stoney Keeley on Mondays, that sets the tone for the week, which means that we start with Edge Rusher Week, Ramon, here on the show. So Rhett will do that with us here coming up at 9 o'clock. 615-737-1045. We'll get back to your phone calls in a moment. But this morning, Tim Graham of The Athletic says that Bills center Connor McGovern has spoken, saying the Bills, quote, haven't contacted me once.
Let's go.
Connor McGovern.
Let's go.
Will hit free agency. Says, in my gut, that says it's over and done. One of the top free agents in the market. Many believe the best center available who's not named Tyler Linderbaum, Ramon.
That's shocking, to be quite honest with you, with your franchise quarterback. Like, I'm not sure what their immediate replacement is for him. But considering what he was able to do for him, how athletic that defense, that offensive line was, they got right tackle locked down. I think Deion Dawkins is, how old is Deion Dawkins at this point? He's brought in at 17 in 2017. So he's, close to 10 years in the league this year. Like, is aging, and he's a guy that I feel like could help sustain what Josh Allen does, especially in the middle of the pocket when he's running around in circles and stuff. Deion Dawkins is 31. He'll be 32 April 26. Deion Dawkins, their left tackle. So I'm trying to figure out what in the heck are the Buffalo Bills doing as far as playing through what Josh Allen's career is going to be moving forward. And, of course, they've switched head coaches and GMs at this point, too. Like, this is
the Bills?
Yeah, the Bills.
Still same GM.
Same GM.
Yeah, Brandon Beane's still there.
Coach.
Joe Brady's head coach.
Which is a friend hire to me as well. But
yeah, which is interesting.
It's very interesting.
Which is, certainly something. So we'll see.
Connor McGovern.
I think the interesting thing for McGovern is, does anyone want to pay him more to play guard? Because he has played guard in Dallas, and he said he is open to moving back to guard. We'll see.
Guard's getting paid $25 million a year now.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay him maybe not that much, but I think Connor McGovern might get $20 million. Now that the Chicago Bears need a center.
I was born way too early.
I'm telling you.
These were quarterback numbers.
It's pretty incredible.
These were quarterback numbers, Will. If we go back to like 2013, $27 million. I remember it specifically. Ben got $27 million a year, and that was quarterback numbers, man. I know it's a long time ago. I do know that. But we're talking about guards getting $20+ million and centers at this point because Lindenbaum has to command 20. If Creed Humphreys got 18 a year average, the new number has to be 20 a year.
It's crazy.
For a number one guy.
Wasn't there a report that he was wanting around 22, Lindenbaum?
It should be.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a real report, Hawk, but I'd be asking for it.
I don't know if it was him wanting that. It was just that's where his market is expected to be.
Is that why Baltimore's not wanting to play ball with him
They are playing ball.
They are playing ball.
They reportedly
actively trying to get him back.
Yeah, they sure did.
They reportedly offered him a market price.
So that's anything above $18.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better go back and talk to your mother about that. Bring me 22 or 23.
Okay.
You better be brash about this. This is your one opportunity to get your generational money for these cats. Woo-hoo. Row the boat, fellas. Row the boat. And I'm going to make this shot.
No, you didn't.
I didn't?
Just
you did not
short.
make it. What were you even throwing?
It was I washed my hands the same paper towel.
Okay.
That's terrible. I can't see the bucket over here. Either way, moving forward. Yeah.
Still
I'm
missed.
not paying them that $22 million though, Lindenbaum. I'll pass on that one.
Let's go to Chad in Hendersonville before we talk some hoops here this morning. What's up, Chad?
What's up, Chad?
Hey, yeah. Hey, y'all talking little NFL draft. You know what's funny is Mel Kiper has Caleb Downs going second, which is a safety, which is funny because
Ahead of Shedeur Sanders? Sorry, I couldn't resist. Go ahead.
Idiot.
well, here's the funny side of that too. If you go to your legal betting sites, at one point here in the last few days, he was plus 6,000 to go second. So Mel Kiper's telling you your $100 going to win you $6,000 if you buy into him, or you could probably just stay clear from it. But my point is this. This year they said that the defensive lineman and the linebacker with the times, and I'm a big team speed guy, are the fastest we've seen in NFL history. So what we've seen is an evolvement of the defensive linemen and the linebackers just considerably getting bigger and bigger and faster. I use Micah Parsons as a great example. A guy his size that can run sub 4.4, and there's a bunch of guys that are in that. Not a bunch, but there's guys coming up that are kind of in that spot. And my point is, how are these offensive linemen going to block these guys? I think with Kirk Cousins would be a good example. I think you could have 5 all-pro offensive linemen, and he just didn't have the feet to move the pocket to protect him. That's why I think a guy like that is pretty much 20 years ago been a good player. I think he's outdated now in the NFL myself. I think you got to be able to move the pocket. You don't have to be a running quarterback, but you got to move the pocket with your feet. My point is, this is such a copycat league, and I think the people that are on the outside sometimes, or somebody comes in with just an open mind, like if you're starting tomorrow building a team, where is this all headed? I mean,
that's a loaded question, Chad.
With the defense being so quick. But I appreciate it, fellas.
Chad, thank you. That is a great topic, though.
So I'm glad you brought that up. First of all, there's a lot to unpack there. But let's start on defensive line and linebackers getting quicker. You know why that is, Ramon?
Why?
Guys are getting better advice, and slow players aren't running. That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
This is very true.
Position groups are getting quicker at the combine in average sense.
Yeah.
Because more and more players aren't doing drills at what they're bad at.
The fast dudes just showing out.
Well, yes, players are getting more athletic, and I'm not going to argue with that at all because I do think that's true. Just as science and, training and everything, like players are getting bigger, faster, stronger, 100%. But also the slow guys aren't running, and the less agile guys aren't doing 3-cone drills, and the guys who can't bench aren't benching more than ever. That was one of my big takeaways from the combine is like dudes just sitting out stuff if they felt like they were bad at it. Oh, I'll just do it at the pro day. Oh, you're doing the 38-yard dash at your pro day. You're not doing the 40-yard dash.
And also, too, Chad, when it comes down to how do you handle speed, like players always have. These guys, relatively to the athleticism of the era, have always been this fast, right? Like, what I'm getting at is this. This is just a new era. Like, the offensive linemen are getting bigger, faster, stronger as well. And the other part, though, Chad, is this. Like, what are you doing to get that speed? Like, are you only just off the edge and no weight behind it so you get abused in a run game? The other side is, like, you mentioned speed. Like, the guy I think of that got speed and power, like the elite one, Myles Garrett. Like, are we saying everybody is him or just everybody got good speed?
Right. And to his point about quarterback and how pocket passers are kind of dying breeds, while that is the case, Sam Darnold is not the best athlete and just won the Super Bowl by still having a plan. Like, quarterbacking still comes down to having a pre-snap plan that doesn't always have to be running. It's just how are you getting the ball out quickly, and do you have the athletes that can turn underneath routes and quick throws into big gains?
You can game plan speed, Chad, is what I'm going at.
Yes.
Chipping, or if you're over the line, like if I got a fast guy on the interior, we're probably going to run the ball at him more. Right? You can still get help from your center if you're a left guard or right guard to slow the charge down of that speed. And here's the other part, though, too. That speed only lasts 3 yards per se, unless you get like contact still has to be made. And that's what the physicality of football minimizes that speed to where it's always the war of attrition. Like in adverse moments where it's 3rd and 12 and they got to have it in the quarterback holding onto the ball, that's where that speed shows up.
Yeah. Last night, a very good night for Tennessee on the hardwood. Not only did the Vols win, they got the help they needed to get a double bye once again in the SEC tournament. Over 40 points from J.P. Estrella and Felix Okpara, who were terrific last night in a 78-59 win in front of tens of people in Columbia, South Carolina, Colonial Life Arena. Nate Ament, after the game, apparently, according to Rick Barnes, if it were up to him, would have played.
I believe it.
Said it's more of a high ankle sprain problem than it is the knee issue that he had been dealing with. Said, I think the knee is fine, but that's what I think from just talking to him, what he was feeling last night and the day. He was moving a lot better. It was more of a high ankle sprain. Said he wanted to play the other night. Obviously, doctors didn't think it was the wisest thing to do. I can tell you if it were up to him, he would have played today. Obviously, the right decision was not to play him. You saw a different version of Jacoby Gillespie last night, Ramon, as a passer, as a facilitator, and considering South Carolina's inability to stop a ball screen and a pick and roll, there was nothing else you needed to do other than just let the big fellas work last night.
Ethan Berg, good behind the stripe, too, as well, from three-point land. Insane for him. But you can tell us as well, too, Coach Barnes had a plan for this game. Your two leading scorers were your bigs. And not only just that, but you look at the guys like Jalen Carey playing their part in this game as well, by the way, and seeing that they wanted to attack the post, get guys, and we spoke about this yesterday before the game, too, we're like, get guys like the J.P. Estrella going.
Yeah,
like, find the consistency in his game. Like, that version of this ball game would have won against Alabama had they been this more efficient. Now, I know Alabama's got a different defense that South Carolina can't provide to the Vols.
Right.
But, like, if you're telling me that JP got 22 and Felix got 20, in that game, getting 12 and 15 would have probably won against Alabama. Like, where's the scoring when you need it to be the case against the premier guys when your bigs got to show up? This also, I guess, is a primer for what the SEC tournament can be as well. Like, your bigs going to have to go against Florida. Your bigs are going to have to play well against a team like Vanderbilt that like to play the front court. Can you do this again whenever it comes down to your bigs being able to get busy?
Yeah. It was a good one. Rick Barnes said after the game, this could be a blessing in disguise for Tennessee basketball. That's exactly what we said yesterday.
Yes.
Use it as a blessing in disguise, not as something to limit you from meeting your ceiling.
It just shows you guys can step up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I hate we have to go through this type of stuff as Vols fans. It's hard, y'all. Yeah, go pick
everybody's
another
going through
fan
it,
base.
though, in some way. Like, everybody's got injuries.
And
it's
then
unfortunate that it's the guy who's got an injury,
That's
but
very true as well.
it may have only cost you one game against Alabama.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt erased a 12-point deficit behind 34 points from Tyler Tanner last night in an 89-86 win over Ole Miss. If you had tens of people in Columbia, South Carolina, this was ones of people. There was nobody there. Tyler Tanner saved Vanderbilt last night. Totally saved him. 34 points, 7 assists, 5 steals, 5 rebounds, joining Ben Simmons as the only SEC players to record 30-plus points and 5-plus assists, rebounds, and steals in the last 30 years. The only player in the last 30 years to do that in an SEC game. You had 5 players fouled out of this game by the end of it. You had Malik Dia grabbing a player after he was running down the floor. that then was a flagrant foul given while he was at the free throw line, which fouled him out. So then he got to shoot a free throw despite the fact that he was fouled out of the game. You had Mark Byington challenging a hook and hold that wasn't hook and hold. It actually was on his team, and then which gave Ole Miss the chance to look at the replay and then say, well, now we want to challenge it for a hook and hold, which that was like, congratulations, you played yourself, Mark Byington. That was not very smart. And yet at the end of the day, Tyler Tanner makes enough plays. When you got him, you got a chance. Tyler Nichols' drought would be really concerning to me, continuing. If I'm Vandy, I know he hit a big three late that helped you win this game, but he is not in a good spot right now in shooting threes, and this was one you really had to sweat out. It felt like it was all Ole Miss for a lot of time last night. Maybe this is the spark Vandy needed to play a little bit more like themselves.
Tyler Nichols, you said, is 1 for 7 from 3.
Yeah, he's having a rough go of it right now.
Tennessee game, he wasn't too well in it as well as far as shooting from behind the 3-point line. I know a lot of people say we're anti-Vandy or just you don't give enough credit. Tyler Tanner is all world.
And their offensive woes are solved at times by the live ball turnovers and his ability to create steals and turnovers and just get down before the defense has a chance to set up.
Absolutely. Like, he's pushing that team, to your point on what happened last night, over the edge numerous times, man. The buzzer beater they end up losing to, was it Kentucky or I forget who it was?
Oh, they got killed by Kentucky.
They got killed, but where was the Missouri, where he almost banked it in?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, he's been a godsend to what Vanderbilt is, and this might be your last year with him.
It's Groundhog Day on Twitter at Gator Mike. When talking basketball this morning, you have to bring up the total domination of a steamroller. That is my Florida Gator basketball team. Okay, well, Florida basketball. So, selling your home and buying the next one at the same time can feel overwhelming. For David, having the right real estate team made all the difference. After listing and selling his home while purchasing a new one with Bernie Gallerini Real Estate, David saw firsthand what expert guidance really looks like. Hey, it's Will Bowling. There are several unique challenges that come along the way, but Bernie Gallerini's team, they handle every detail with precision, and that's what they did for David, keeping him informed and confident throughout the process. What could have been a stressful process turned into a smooth, successful transition. So if you're buying, selling, or you're doing both at once, and you want a real estate team that knows how to navigate even the most complex situations, call Bernie Gallerini Real Estate today. He is the real estate agent with the 30-day guarantee. He guarantees to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it from you. Call him at 615-428-2644 or head online to BernieGallerini.com. That's 615-428-2644. Bernie Gallerini Real Estate online at BernieGallerini.com. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone. Hour 3 continues. Rhett Bryan coming up at 9 right now, talking about Titans free agency and who you bring back and who you let go. We just heard about Tim Graham's report of The Athletic saying Connor McGovern does not expect to re-sign with the Bills. The Lloyd Cushenberry decision is one that's, of course, already been made, Ramon, on upgrading at center. It's one you and I have been talking about for weeks that we didn't feel like was going to be a big surprise. It happened. So my question to you is, on the other veterans on the fence as cut candidates, as bubble roster or not rostered guys, I want to run through these and see who you're keeping and who you're letting go.
All right.
So I think we can agree the obvious cut here is L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah. He hasn't done enough, whether because of injuries or just because of the price. It's not sustainable to me to keep him.
Okay. $12 million saved. There you go.
Yeah.
I want to start with the easier choices, then work our way down to the harder ones. Calvin Ridley. Keeping him, letting him go.
I can't amend the contract.
Let's say no.
Let's say no.
Let's say
I got to cut him now.
I agree.
Yeah.
If Calvin Ridley's open to taking a pay cut, I'm open to keeping him around.
Here's what I would say to give credit to Calvin. I think he's passionate as heck about what he's doing.
I do too.
I think he's caught a bad beat.
I do too.
I think the same turmoil that Cam went through last year, he went through as well. When you look at his first year as well with Levis, like, he's caught a bad beat is the way I look at his career. But that is your walking, breathing resume. And how much does this coach believe in his ability to resurrect himself?
It's as much the drops, Ramon, as it is as anything for me on why I'm probably moving on.
I just think, to your point, he probably needs a fresh start somewhere else, and this team probably needs a slight elevation of the young guys at wide receiver to let them grow and bring in an outside guy to kind of that you feel more sure about.
I agree.
Okay.
I think the nature of the injury he's coming off of, there's no guarantee he's unfortunately ever going to be what he was. I hope he is. And honestly, again, I think he probably he may get a bad rap and people may think he was a diva wide receiver or high maintenance. He could not have been much of a better teammate last season. And we saw that firsthand at training camp. I saw that with the team this season. On the sideline, he is locked in.
Yes, he is.
He is helping Cam. He's talking over things with other wide receivers. That is as locked in as we ever saw Calvin Ridley last season.
I agree with you there.
And even when he was hurt, he was still a member of this team that stuck around, was in the building, was doing a job.
I think he kept the guys together.
So it's none of it is it's not personal on Calvin. I just think it's a logical time for both sides to move on.
For sure.
Yeah. Kevin Zeitler, right guard. You and I differ on this.
We do.
I'm bringing it back.
I'm out.
Why is that?
I think you can find a younger building block piece instead of having another one-year rental for a guy like him. I think you can either choose to, especially if you get one of these premier centers that we've spoken about, Lindenbaum or Connor McGovern or Cade Mays. I think you can put in Jackson Slater at that right guard spot and it'd be okay.
I don't want to settle for okay. I want great on the offensive line. I do.
I'm not pushing back on that. I got no pushback on it.
It's not that I'm totally out on Jackson Slater. It's that I don't think that's a risk worth taking when you have $120 million of cap space. You have the luxury of bolstering that with a solid, proven commodity. And if Jackson Slater has to come in a pinch because Zeitler is 36 and can't stay healthy, then all right, well, then that's different. But I know PFF said everything. 9th best pass block grade among guards last season. There's another metric that says his pass block win rate among the highest of any interior offensive lineman last season.
I think he prohibits the offense from growing, to be quite honest with you.
How so?
Age, not really mobile, pass pro is almost a stationary thing for a guy his age. He's supposed to be one heck of a pass protector. I look at Jackson Slater's situation as well. If we're going to compare 1-to-1, say that he had a red shirt year basically with a little bit of touch of playing. I think his understanding of this league, the same way we can say, hey, well, Cam learned a good bit last year, I think Jackson Slater did as well when it comes down to the expectation. And then the other part I look at too, Will, especially if you're paying for a free agent center, there got to be economic balance. Jackson Slater gives you that back.
I don't think there has to be, though, right? Like, why does there have to be economic? Like, 1 year, $6 million is not breaking the bank for Kevin Zeitler.
You think that's what is that his projected?
Yeah.
I think he's still close to double digit. But
okay,
I look
1
at
year, 10.
I don't know how to say it, but I don't know how to judge that one. But I think you prohibit your offense from growing if you bring back Zeitler. And then the other part, too, if we trust Mike Berganzi picks, then I think he understands what he wants that position to look like.
Fair, but I also don't know without a shadow of a doubt what the plan was for Jackson Slater, because even the guy who picked him, I mean, we don't know if the plan for picking him was, in 3 years, you're a starter.
I like him at guard.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I could be wrong. He go get his face kicked in each and every week. But here's where I feel like if you want to start building Titans players, I think Jackson Slater's a prime candidate for being challenged to win that starting right guard spot. I ain't want to give him to it, to your point. The challenge of winning that spot, yeah, I'm okay with him being in that spot.
There's just so much riding on the protection of your quarterback to take that gamble that you don't have to take.
Not really. He's protected, especially if you go get Cade or Connor McGovern, and you got JC beside you. Like, I will say, that's one of the parts where I think guards have been minimized. You can be hidden.
You can, but at the same time, I also am a firm believer in that you are only as good as your weakest link on the offensive line.
We don't know how weak he is.
I know, but we also don't know how strong he is. We can go back and forth on this all day.
No doubt about it, for sure. But at some point, you do have to start playing those guys. And that ain't the reason why.
I don't think we're at that point.
I'm taking this stance.
That's where I'm at, though. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. At some point, you're going to have to start playing young guys you've drafted.
Why draft them?
But when you've got $120 million in cap space, I don't think we're at that point yet.
I just look at that spot and say, as young as this team is, if you're still rebuilding, that's one that'll pay dividends, not next year, but like 2 years from now when he get a lot of experience.
What about Tony Pollard? $7.25 million in savings if you let him go. $2 million dead cap number if it's before June 1st. Where are you at on keeping Tony Pollard around a running back? Yes or no?
No.
Why is that?
With what he's presenting with as far as the offensive line goes, it wasn't much that he created after the fact. It either had to be there for him or it was nothing at all. And yeah, I know he got 1,000 yards already calculated up. That's only like 66 yards a game. Not enough dynamic playmaking for him to be considered your premier back at this point. If you go get Kenneth Walker, it's a different conversation. If you go get Jeremiah Love at 4, I think the options that could be available to you are better suited for this offense than to say, we'll just deal with Tony Pollard. There's no passing threat to it, no real run, no real breakaway speed when it comes down to his ability to be dynamic. And when you bring in your second back, most teams game plan and say, well, heck, it's probably going to be a passing down situation for him.
I go back and forth on this like every day, to be honest with you. I don't have a strong opinion either direction. It's one of those for me, and I have a lot of strong opinions. This is not one of them. I can see a world where with a remade offensive line, if you are able to go invest in someone like Tyler Linderbaum or Connor McGovern, you bring back Kevin Zeitler, you feel like you are improving the wall in front of Tony Pollard and giving him more of an avenue for success, then yeah, I think you could make an argument for it. If you have to settle for Cade Mays, and listen, Cade Mays, saying you're settling for him is harsh. That's based more on who's available, not named Cade Mays. Cade Mays is a solid veteran option. But at that point, do I want more of a dynamic running back that can create more on his own? Yeah, probably. I do think it's interesting, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, and Mike Herndon put this out there this morning on Twitter that Connor McGovern and Tyler Linderbaum are two very different type centers. And Linderbaum being a bit more undersized, a bit more agile, a bit better of a run blocker.
Absolutely.
is very different from McGovern, who is bigger and who is a wall in pass protection.
Yes.
So they may be tipping their hand a little bit on the type of offensive line they are looking to create and what their type in the interior looks like based on which of those two centers they really go all after. And we may really never know because they may go all in for Linderbaum, and it might be like going in for John Harbaugh, and he just picks somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he also may pick the Giants, where his old coach, John Harbaugh, the aforementioned former Ravens coach, may go. If I had to give you a pick either way on keeping or cutting Tony Pollard, I'm moving on and bringing in somebody else.
I like to comment in our YouTube chat. Somebody said, I'm choosing Tony over Tajay, though.
Yeah.
If that's like, I'm not saying cut Tony to elevate Tajay.
No.
I'm saying there's an elevation to be made by cutting Tony.
Yes. Yes. I could see a world, too, where they keep Tony and add Tyler Algier.
He's shared roles before.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh, I like that. I do like that.
Because at that point, you have Pollard and then Gainwell and Spears. Like, you have a three-headed monster.
I'm cutting Pierce to get Gainwell.
I think there's a world they could draft Jeremiah Love and still keep Tony Pollard. I don't think it's likely, but you need good football players, and how much do you trust Tajay Spears to stay totally healthy?
I'm all in on Kenneth Gainwell, just so you know.
I am too.
Okay.
It makes a ton of sense.
Okay.
Makes so much sense for this team and for what Cam needs to be taught how to not take unnecessary risks and gambles.
Now, Kenneth Gainwell and Tony Pollard together, we eat. We eat all day with that.
I think so too. More decisions to make on re-signing players we'll get to. 615-737-1045. A to Z did a mock offseason where they put together a list of players the Titans could re-sign and at what number they would re-sign them. And I'm adding one player to a list that was not on their list that I think the Titans should bring back after this.
It's Ramon Will, and I'm here to tell you about my friends at Jewel Roofing and Exteriors, man. They are a trusted family-owned Middle Tennessee company that's been serving from Clarksville to Murfreesboro for over 25 years. Just think about that time, man. It just lets you know a business that is local and in this city has been around for 25 years. They do really good work, just trustworthy. And they got a quality of their product that is second to none when it boils down to their longevity here in the Mid-State. I've told you, they serve from Clarksville to Murfreesboro. That's the top of the state to the bottom of the state or the areas surrounding it, man. But they stand up by building relationships and earning trust through referrals, never through high-pressure tactics that we see going on in their neighborhoods where you see all those little signs and say, hey, if you need a new roof, call this. No, absolutely not. They don't do that. None of the door knocking, the storm chasing as well. They are a roofing company that you can trust, and not just trust. They live right here in this community, man. The owner, Robbie Van Norman, is a huge Tennessee guy. I'm talking about the state. He's lived in East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and just been all around as well. This is the company that you can trust and believe in the community and the people that need their services, man. So for a company that you can trust, you can call them at 615-868-9999 or visit jewelroofing.com. That's jewelroofing with 2 L's.com.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? Well, it's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Will Bowling. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto. In a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept the 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans and saved $2,000 a month. You can do it too at loanpronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program gets you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan did it, consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Just imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows, so call Loan Pronto at 615-499-5780. Loanpronto.com, 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Ramon Will wrapping up hour 3 with Rhett Bryant on deck talking Titans free agency at NFL draft. There's a linebacker that came available yesterday who your offensive coordinator knows very well. We'll talk about that with Rhett in just a moment. Scouting edge rushers with him as well in about a half hour. Ramon, what do you do with Chig Okonkwo? You bringing him back next year?
Yeah, at this point, I just don't know what the free agent market is going to look like, and then draft pick. Chig's coming back. Chig, you'll be home, man. Go ahead and buy the house already, man. Second contract, I feel you. I did the exact same thing, man. Go on, buy the crib.
If I told you that you could do a 3-year, $27 million contract with Chig Okonkwo, would you do that deal?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I was thinking 3-year, 24, but yeah, I'll take that as well. Give
Justin, you're shaking your head. Why?
I am not sold on Chig.
You not?
I have not, in his entire career here in Nashville, I have not been sold on Chig. Too many drops, cannot take care of the football, and it's just purely been yards after the catch.
Can I say something too? Well,
no,
I'm
say whatever you want.
Say something. I think when we all hit free agency, we look at these guys as just like impact players or just in general, like football teams. Some dudes, Hawk, to your point, and I agree with you, like the drops and part of it as well. Some dudes get their cash by being great teammates and just being the top 1%, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he is that in the locker room for sure.
What I'm saying is this. Not every guy that you have, especially your homegrown dudes, are in a position where they just going to be superstars. And I think when we look at what free agency presents to us at times, if a guy's been signed back, then he needs to be a superstar. Sometimes he's just earned it because, damn it, he stayed healthy. He's made some plays for you. And he's a tight end. And he's not George Kittle.
Yeah, but okay, in the Titans' history, they've had reliable tight ends that are a major key part of their offense.
Point,
I mean, he was a major key part of the offense. He was the leading receiver last year.
You're making my point, though, Hawk. What I'm saying is this, and this is no diss to you, it's just that I've even had to come to understanding on how I, on the media side, got to judge what these players are being asked to do. My point is You're not in the market where you can go get a better tight end right now. Gunnar Helm's not in a position where you can say that he's proven to be a better tight end than him. And I think Chig settles and satisfies a position at tight end at that price that you know what you say to yourself? He's earned it. And, like, it probably don't make the fans feel good because I wanted, of course, Kyle Pitts. But I don't think there's a Kyle Pitts caliber guy out there that's young enough that's going to play as well. Like, I view Chig not in the same ilk as Delaney, but Delaney had pretty much played himself into being a better player over that time because he had time here.
No, I think you'd have to draft one if you want a guy like Pitts.
You ain't in no position.
No, you drafted one last year. So the evaluation of Gunnar Helm is pivotal here. If you believe Gunnar Helm is ready to be a tight end 1, that's the only reason you don't bring back Chig.
Somebody said in Vandy Chris, of course, Eli Stowers. Eli's going to be first-round pick, probably, right?
The Titans are not in the position to draft Eli Stowers.
Or top of second.
Titans are top
That
is one thing we can rule out at number 4.
No, I meant like he would be a top of the second-round draft pick if he fell to the second round, but not for the Titans.
I don't think he'd fall there. And, again, I think there are way bigger needs in the second round than tight end. Eli Stowers is a great player. At ESPN.com, they have the top 100 free agents listed. We got a comment saying you could easily upgrade on Chig.
Where?
There is one tight end that's higher ranked
my point.
at ESPN.com for top free agents.
Go ahead.
Isaiah Likely, who has been a tight end too.
What is he going to do?
Honestly, Isaiah Likely just is a very similar profile to Chig.
He drops as well.
And he's athletic receiving tight end.
He's taller.
Yeah. Chig has also shown you the willingness to get better at blocking. He has come a long way in blocking.
And I don't think, I say the comments, stop settling. I don't think you're settling for Chig.
No. Like, he doesn't have to have 90 targets. I just think the Titans have too often created needs where they already have needs.
Yeah.
What does this offense need, Ramon, in this offseason? They need offensive playmakers. You already have one in Chig Okonkwo. Just because he wasn't enough to get you over the hump on his own last year doesn't mean he's not still a playmaker.
And is that
because I remember Chig Okonkwo taking a pass from 5 yards down the field, 50 yards to the end zone against the New Orleans Saints to give the Titans an early lead in that game. We got another comment saying he only makes plays when we're down. When else is he supposed to make plays? Look at the roster.
It's unreal.
What do you expect from him? Like, this team, by the end of the season, was playing their 4th, 5th, and 6th safeties regularly.
Yeah.
This team had a rookie quarterback in a rebuild. Of course he's going to make plays when you're down.
Yeah,
you're
man.
down a lot. If you're holding that against guys, then get rid of all of them, because all they did was make plays when they're down because they were down in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, I don't think that's fair, in my opinion.
I don't either. And Chig's also playing 2 roles. So you get the starting tight end and you also getting them on teams, special teams. Like, he has value is what I'm telling you.
He's a playmaker.
More than you know.
He's a playmaker.
Chig has a good market. I don't think you guys understand that. Like, and he's the other part too. He's homegrown.
And that's what we need. We need more homegrown players that want to be here, that care about the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And are not just coming here to get paid. And there are a lot of players that are going to come here this offseason to get paid. But you have to balance that, don't you, Ramon, with the cultured dudes in the locker room who give a crap about the organization, about the logo, about the city, about all of it, who want to perform for you, not just perform for themselves and for the bag. And I'm sure there are examples of guys that are still like re-signing places, and once they get the bag, things changes. Like, there are exceptions to all of this, but Chig Okonkwo is a good dude. He's not causing any issues in the locker room. He's worked with your tight ends coach, Luke Stalker, the majority of his career, and he makes plays.
He's an asset. Like, it just is what it is. Like, this market is not allowing you to upgrade Chig.
I feel strongly about this. I want Chig back.
Yeah, me too. And initially, I was just like, if you can get Kyle Pitts, let's have a conversation then. But he's unavailable. Isaiah Likely, to your point, is in the same conversation. I honestly think he'll have a higher market than Chig. Are you willing to go pay for that? Yeah, pay it. No, like, seriously, you get the same production per se with him.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Wes in Nashville on the phones. What's up, Wes?
Morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good morning.
Excellent. Good morning. Appreciate you guys taking my call. Just had a couple of quick comments and questions for you. The first one, ironically enough, I couldn't help but make a lot of comparisons, and maybe they're foolish comparisons in my mind, to what you guys were saying about Chig versus Tony Pollard. You know, I don't think that, to the point about, don't go making holes where we don't necessarily have, where we've got enough holes. I feel like our running back room is far from our weakest point as the Tennessee Titans.
Agreed.
So I'm not saying that Tony Pollard is, the best running back on the market and we couldn't upgrade. But at the same time, if we've got, so many holes on defense, if we've got holes on the offensive line that we could really upgrade, et cetera, why would we necessarily want to go spending free agent money? I mean, we do have more than anybody else, but if we've only got a certain amount of free agent money available, why would we go looking to upgrade running back as opposed to any of, safety, corner, wide receiver, et cetera? And a second question I had for you guys is, it seems like last year in the draft there was a good bit of conversation about trading back. Obviously, this year we're only we're picking number 4 instead of number 1. But I haven't heard nearly the conversation about trading back and acquiring more draft capital as it did last year. And I want to know if you guys could just kind of share why you think that is, or if maybe I just missed it and you guys have been talking a lot about, and I've just been missing that part of y'all's show.
Sure.
Oh, good.
Yeah, all good, Wes. Appreciate the call.
Appreciate that, Wes.
The difference in trading back is there's not a quarterback someone's going to want to come up and get it for. And there was a quarterback, obviously, last year. It's Cam Ward that teams wanted. So that's the first thing, is you're just in a very different position of strength at 4 versus 1.
I agree with you there. And then I think the players that you are getting at 4 are easily to stick and pick,
right?
To be quite honest, too.
The thing on Tony Pollard and, why would you create a need and create more monetary value? I'm glad you asked the question, because I think it is a solid question. You can't look at it as Kenneth Walker costs you $12 million, $14 million if you bring him in. The way you look at it is, if I'm cutting Tony Pollard, I save $7 and I spend $14. So that's only about spending $7 million. So
more, right.
The reason why you would consider moving on from Tony and replacing him is because you can also save a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but you save a good chunk of change by moving on from Tony that allows you then to take that money and go upgrade a little bit.
And the reason, too, is I think offensive structure and how they want this offensive flow, too, Wes, is based on Tony's more just pick away. And I think there needs to be a level of explosion and grit to this offense at the running back position. Like I said, ever since Will brought him up, we spoke about him a few weeks ago, Kenneth Gainwell plus somebody, I think is an upgrade at that position. I think you also either get equivalent or cheaper but better talent, if that makes sense as well. What else is Tony doing is the question I ask for you for what this offense is going to need. He's just a runner, in my personal opinion, and in the last 2 years, just being a runner hadn't been dynamic enough on the ground to allow, I think, a third look around the sun for him in Nashville.
Right. Rhett Bryan joins us coming up next. We'll give him the chance to react to an interesting piece of The Athletic this morning, Ramon. A very reputable draft personality has lended his voice to the Jeremiah Love to Tennessee conversation. And that's next.
It's truck month at Two Rivers Ford, and that means zero money down, zero financing, and zero payments for 90 days. But only at Two Rivers Ford do you get zero surprises and zero pressure. You see, at Two Rivers Ford, they do things a little bit different than most dealerships. For starters, they have a non-commissioned sales team. So their salespeople are paid whether you buy a truck or not. So you can go ahead and ask all the questions you want. You can take all the test drives you need to. You can check out the F-150, the Super Duty, the Maverick, the Ranger. Truck month is all about you. And at Two Rivers Ford, you'll find real prices online every single time. They don't do a bunch of stuff like adding accessories or add-ons that you don't know about until you get to the dealership. No, they pride themselves on honesty and transparency like they have for over 4 decades. And by the way, Two Rivers Ford has the best inventories of Ford trucks in the Southeast. There's Ford Truck Month, and then there's Two Rivers Ford Truck Month. So get to the South's most trusted Ford dealer for the best prices of the year on the best-selling trucks in America. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Local, honest, and real. My people at Two Rivers Ford.
9:02, good morning, live from the Circuit Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Per Jeremy Fowler this morning, the Chargers are planning to release guard Mekhi Becton in the coming days. The move would save the team $9.7 million against the cap. Mike Garafolo reports this morning in regards to the A.J. Brown trade talks. He says the Eagles are wanting at least a first-round draft pick and more for the 7-year wide receiver in a Quinnen Williams-type deal, which multiple teams are reportedly interested in that. That trade talk back in November was for a first and second round pick as well as a player that the Cowboys sent to the New York Jets. Also, the Cardinals informed quarterback Kyler Murray yesterday of his release when the new league year begins a week from today. Arizona owes Murray $36.8 million in guaranteed money this season. Bengals star edge rusher Trey Hendrickson did not receive a franchise or transition tag yesterday and then took to Instagram to say his goodbyes to the city of Cincinnati. Hendrickson would be a top free agent this time next week. And the Nashville Predators, they made a couple trades yesterday as they traded forward Michael McCarron to the Minnesota Wild for a 2028 second-round draft pick. Also trading forward Cole Smith to the Vegas Golden Knights for Christopher Sadoff and a 2028 third-round draft pick. The Preds also lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus last night, 3-2 on the second half of a back-to-back. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once, and your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour. Wednesday morning continues on Ramon and Will on Twitter at Ramon and Will. You can stream the show live there, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch as well. He is Ramon Foster.
Yay.
Justin Hawkins is behind the glass. I'm Will Bowling, joined by the executive producer of Titans Radio, Rhett Bryan, for the fourth quarter of the program. Good morning.
Four's up, boys.
Yes,
Four's
sir.
up, baby.
Rock and roll.
Yes.
Feel like we've been working out this morning, Rhett, with all the draft talk. Will and I we've been just pickleballing back and forth, man.
Like Dwight and Mose in the bottom of the basement of the warehouse at the end of that episode where they're doing the ping pong. Like, pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, we have. Welcome in, Rhett.
How we doing,
And
boys?
welcome back. You were out of town. Y'all were out of town. You guys left me.
A little bit.
I was here for you.
You were, but you weren't because you're behind the glass, huh?
You were just alone to your own thoughts in here for a while.
I was. I just sat here.
Now you're alone with my thoughts.
You were the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You not love me.
Yeah. When he comes into the empty room, right?
I kid.
That's right.
We here, though. Welcome back, man.
Glad to be here.
Good time.
Oh, Combine's always good time.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Combine, man, there's some athletic dudes. I mean, the testing numbers as a whole, you're starting to see it's one of the more athletic classes and just how each group performed. And
Did you, I mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Did you bring a human leash also?
What?
A backpack leash for Bert? Because did he go wild? Were you able to contain him up there, Robert Walsh?
First of all, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. You can't control that man. You can only help contain him.
That's it. That's what I was wondering.
He was wilding out.
I bet.
Oh God,
I bet.
He asked some
like
good
a
questions
kid in a candy
at the podium.
store. No, he
Not that I'm surprised.
shouldn't be.
Oh, we can be a
because
little
he enjoys the process like the rest of us. He's more than your average fan for sure.
No doubt.
He's my film hookup to get film to watch.
He gets it.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if he had a backpack leash on him like you see parents with kids in the mall.
Bert, come over here now.
Pull him a little bit.
Stop looking at that squirrel. No, that's not your play toy.
We know he's the coach of your favorite team. Get him. That's how you have to do, Bert.
I love it.
Sick him.
One headline we've not yet gotten to this morning, Jordan Schultz reporting that Bobby Okereke, linebacker for the New York Football Giants, will be released in New York. He was said to enter the last year of a 4-year deal that he signed in 2023. He has been with a member of the Titan staff, I believe, like every year of his career. Gus Bradley in Indianapolis, Brian Daboll in New York, obviously on the other side of the football. I believe he even had time with Dave Borgonzi as well.
Maybe
when Dave was in Indy.
And he's the guy I keep it's Bobby Okereke.
Yes.
And everybody thought it was Okereke when he came out. And, of course, he's one of these really nice fellows. It's like, no, it's really Okereke. It's like, oh, man, dude, I would have pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, so he was in Indianapolis with Dave Borgonzi in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Gus Bradley was there with him, Titans defensive coordinator, and then he goes to New York. He's with Daboll. So inside linebacker option, perhaps, for the Titans and Bobby Okereke.
Es posible.
I like it.
Es posible.
Sure. Also this morning, Rhett, and I told you this in the break, and you're like, oh, no, I saw, and I knew you would have. Dane Brugler has mocked Jeremiah Love to the Tennessee Titans with the 4th overall pick.
And it's starting to pick up steam, at least post-combine. We'll see if it continues.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting prospect. The verbiage he put in the thumbnail underneath, I thought was interesting, how the AFC coach or scout told him it was important to go after what was it, impact value?
So, yes, impact value. And I thought it was even more interesting, too, how he says, an AFC scout for a team that already has an established running back called Love, quote, the best player in the draft. Instead of getting hung up on positional value, the Titans should focus on, quote, impact value and what a talent like Jeremiah Love could not only do for the run game, but the passing game and offense overall. Head coach Robert Saleh spent the last year watching Christian McCaffrey's impact on the San Francisco 49ers and could see similar potential to Love.
There you go.
That comparison in itself to Christian McCaffrey and watching him when he's healthy be the guy that serves the straw for that offense. Like a lot of their pre-snap motions that they do and how they misdirect with him and what he means to, fake handoff. Nope, never mind. Screen to the left side over here for him, and you've already bit on the, like, it is.
Well, if you look at his career
unique,
snaps,
man.
I would be willing to bet the career touches he has where the ball goes through him in the offense, both at Carolina and there, it's got to be around 50%, maybe more.
Has to be right.
Because it was over 50% when he was with Carolina.
And then the other thing, too, when you're comparing those two dudes, right, Christian McCaffrey, which he's an established NFL vet. But when you look at the talent that Jeremiah Love brings with this game as well, the contact balance, the breakaway speed, the ability to catch the football, he can be a wide receiver type if you need him to. Like, you don't worry about him with the ball in his hand the same way you go about it with Christian McCaffrey in that offense. Not that Daboll's trying to mimic this, but if you got a dynamic playmaker, you got to look at the tape and say, this is what we want to do.
His ability to force missed tackles stands out. His ability to catch it out of the backfield, as you mentioned, stands out. And then he puts down a 4.36 and a 4.37. Like, I'm one of those. It's like, I'm impressed. I know it's not the whole body of work, but it's like, guys
but you
moving.
See that, though, on film.
39 runs of 10-plus yards last season.
Bingo.
There it is. You see it on film.
That's 39 first downs. And think about that.
That's true, too.
And in his career as well, 57 catches for 567 yards.
And, you know, the other little beautiful part we mentioned about him playing running back, we ain't even mentioned that he's good from C-gap to C-gap. You know what I'm saying? Heck, for him, you go D-gap to D-gap.
He's an inside zone runner or he's an outside zone runner.
And I think the thing that's a little underrated in his game is what's going to be important at the next level is pass blocking. Like, I think he's pretty good. I mean, listen, all those guys coming out are either going to have to learn it or they're going to have to really refine it or add development to it. Mm-hmm. But I think he's pretty decent in that.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he played in a real pro-style offense, and it shows with how he went about his reps and play.
Well, and I think, too, the element of him as a pass catcher, Rhett, and doing the other stuff is where I think him and Ashton Genty are maybe a little bit different. Is that fair? Would you say he is a more well-rounded receiver coming out of Notre Dame compared to Ashton Genty last season in Vegas?
I think one could point to that just because of the difference in programs they played for and the competition they played against. If I could just start there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that. And listen, coaches hate comps because it's unfair. Like, we're talking about Christian McCaffrey in the same sentence with this guy, and that's unfair to Jeremiah Love. It's unfair to Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. But what is he at the next level? What can he be at the next level? And the whispers I heard were, man, this guy gets into year 2, 3, 4, like he's going to be something. Gonna be something.
Wow.
Jancy did have 346 receiving yards last year, which is solid for a running back, but
Listen, he was running the show at Boise State.
right,
There's no question.
right, for sure.
So, yeah, it's an interesting prospect. It is. And we'll see how many of the other pundits start to peel away from a pass rusher option at 4 and settle more in on an offensive player. I mean, look, we said it last week. You're going to get somebody good at 4.
Right.
And that's the, silver lining in what was a terrible year to get somebody at multiple positions. You're going to get if you go pass rusher, you're going to get a good pass rusher. If you were to go offensive tackle, which I think might be a little high, maybe, you're going to get a good player. You've got the pick of the litter in any of that stuff.
It's interesting from the Vegas odds thing in March kind of is what it is. You take it for a grain of salt, but the Titans being the odds-on favorite to draft Love, and Dane Brugler is not just the type.
I saw that with Kalshi, I think, had it at over 50%, right?
DraftKings has it at plus 200. And the Commanders have the second best odds at plus 275.
And that Kalshi, that's like a predictive.
I
forget what.
It's like a prediction market thing.
I thought it was that organic cereal but that's Kashi.
Kashi,
right?
With the white box. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Kashi's tricky because it's not set by a house. Like it's, I don't know. Kashi's a little.
Yeah, but I was interested at the number I saw. I was like,
The headline itself.
I saw the 200 to 1. I mean, 20. What is it? 200
20 to 1
plus 200. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Or that would be 2 to 1. Not 20 to 1.
With that site,
my math is awful.
Did you just say this like you set your own market or the market sets itself with them? Yeah,
Kalshi is. I can't totally wrap my head around it. I'm not an expert on it, but you can bet on anything.
And I think it's
anything.
Like predictive type marketing, right?
That's where they find the loophole of like you can bet against your buddies on like.
It's just another thing for you to bet on. That's really where we are.
So you can get like 12 of your friends and pretty much make a house bet with them, and
there was one that was like, "When's the Lord going to return?" Like, well, how are we why are we betting on that?
Fellas,
that's crazy.
No, wait a minute, fellas.
When is Jesus going to return?
Hang on a second.
Crazy
on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not a betting guy anyway, but there ain't no way I'm touching a bet on that.
That's like just one of the examples.
Night, that's hallelujah. Like a thief in the night. That's when.
Preach, Reverend Foster, preach, because that is what we're talking about. How about go to church
instead of making bets about church, huh? How about that?
Yeah, that's why with Kalshi, I'm kind of like,
I said we pray. Yeah. We got to pray today.
Let us pray.
Okay, sorry. I was doing an old MC Hammer.
Anyway, all that being said.
Who are these degenerates?
The Jeremiah Love thing
when is the Lord return? I'm not touching that, man. No way.
Coming up, scouting edge rushers. will be returning to a green room in Pittsburgh.
Hey, and by the way, on this edge rusher thing, I've got something I want to run some numbers by you. I'll tell you who somebody is and who somebody is. One of them is a Titans legend, and the other one is a 2026 NFL draft prospect.
We'll do that with Red Bryant coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for United Structural Systems, man. By the way, shout out to them yesterday, man, for coming by my house. They looked at my foundation. They checked out, if I had a couple of cracks in the wall, it wasn't foundation. It was just the house selling on the second level. Nothing to do with the foundation. Really cool stuff, man. Very, very thorough is what they do. And since 1984, United Structural Systems has helped out thousands of families and businesses to restore their homes after foundation damage as well. Oftentimes that damage comes from the severe weather that Tennessee sees year after year. I'm here to tell you, USS doesn't just fix structures. They help restore stability, safety, and for me, a peace of mind, and I'm sure for you as well, especially for folks, recovering from storms, flooding, and shifting ground. It naturally happens sometimes around your house, but they do a lot around this community as well, man. It's vast, from supporting schools, neighborhoods, and organizations like Habitat for Humanity. I know we've all heard about them as well, but it reflects their belief that rebuilding is about hope and rising again. I'm here to tell you that this month, USS will be teaming up with Habitat for Humanity for their 10th build. Yes, think about that for a second. I'm here to tell you, for a peace of mind that you can gain from your foundation and waterproofing services, man, simply go to USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com, and make sure you tell them that Ramon sent you.
Ramon Will continues at hour 4. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, and Rhett Bryan on this Wednesday. Beautiful day in Nashville. Supposed to be like 80 today?
Yeah, I almost put on shorts.
76 today. Okay.
76 in America's Music City. La Ciudad de Música.
I love it.
That was flawless.
There's just nothing else I need to say. Nothing else I need to say. No.
We all do. Right, we all do.
Well, Kalshi has a prediction. I'm just kidding.
Kalshi has some excellent organic cereal.
My guy John hit me up and said, preach this morning. Yeah, them degenerates on Kalshi betting. What the heck is wrong with them?
Edge rusher Rhett is a big talking point, of course, for obvious reasons for the Titans, and not just for the Titans needing edge rusher help. Because this is as strong and as deep of an edge rusher class as maybe we've seen in the last 5-6 seasons.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute
for the NFL draft. I want to start with your takeaways on the top 3. But we spend so much time in the top 3. I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on guys like Keldrick Falk and Zion Young. And
can we start with a little exercise to get us?
We may absolutely
let's do a little
start
icebreaker here, boys.
Let's do it.
All right. This particular NFL draft combine prospect could be current, could be past.
I love this.
This gentleman was 6'4" and 7/8", 262 pounds, 4.58 in the 40, improved with a 4.43 on his pro day. 37-inch vert, 10-foot 2-inch broad, 4.24 short shuttle, 1.61 in his first 10 of his 40, hand 10 inches, wing 86.
Ooh,
all right, now this gentleman, the second gentleman, rang in at 6'5", 244, hand 10, arm 32 and 7/8, wing nearly 81, 4.46 in the 40, 1.56 in his first 10, 43.5-inch vert, 11.2 broad, 7.09 3-cone, 4.26 20-yard shuttle.
Okay.
I got him.
I do too.
Curse and Reese.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You're close. It's Curse and Sonny Styles.
Oh.
I thought you said Edge.
See, and that's tricky because...
because he's lined up at Edge, technically.
The reason that got both of us, Ramon... Sonny Styles and Arvo Reese both ran 4.46s. They ran the exact same 40s.
What a good that's a pop quiz right
Javon
there.
Curse, as soon as you said that wingspan on Curse,
I know,
or on
86.
the first one, I was like, that's, and the 4.43 pro day was like, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like the freak.
Yeah, it sounds like
and I gave it away with the pro day because nobody's really had those yet. So.
Fair.
But I found it interesting that obviously the wing was the thing that really separated, but I'm like, Sonny Styles. Hello.
It's like, imagine if you put that athleticism of Javon Curse at inside linebacker.
Talk us off the ledge with Sonny.
I don't know that I can because
it's a good option.
I mean, there's some people, I think you're in this camp, that actually like him a little better than Arvell Reese.
I do.
And I think more towards what works for the Titans. But, I mean,
and he's already a specialist at the position where he'll go to in the NFL.
That's big time.
The Arvell Reese side of it, to me, is still a learning trait, and I'm not sure if it matures. That's what the draft is in general. I'm not sure what Jeremiah Love's going to be. I'm not sure what any of the quarterbacks are going to be until they get there. But what I do know, when you're drafting at that position that he's going to play in the NFL, he's already playing it.
Here's the other part. I mean, we know the NFL Combine is confirmation of what you've seen on tape or what you've scouted in person at the college games.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is, what does this dude say in the 10 minutes I got him to sit down in front of us?
Mm-hmm.
And what's his personality like? And the rest is the medical checks. That's what this is. Yeah, they herd him through there like cattle.
Yeah.
The only thing is they're not going to the slaughterhouse. This is good stuff.
No, they go to the penthouse.
They go to the penthouse.
Yeah.
100%. So, Sonny Styles, the things I hear about him post-combine is excellent football IQ, excellent awareness, key and diagnose, spatial, all those things. And they said, a lot of people I've heard whispers from said he crushed it in the interviews. Crushed it. In fact, who was it? It was Dane Brugler said that there was a standing ovation at the end of one of those team interviews.
Wow.
They probably ain't even going to be able to pick him.
I mean, there's a world where he does go.
Let me say this:
4-4.
Trevor Sikkema of Pro Football Focus and the New York Stock Exchange has a mock where the Titans are taking Sonny Styles at 4. He says,
I wouldn't hate it one
he
bit.
says he's a Fred Warner type, which guess what that means? That's Robert Saleh, right?
Yeah.
Look, only they know what they're going to do.
Right.
And it's going to come down to, do they go with somebody to help Cam, or do they go to help somebody with this defense? And quite honestly, the defense has the greater, longer list of needs. But again, what I said in the first segment, you're going to get a good player in this. All right, so edge rankings.
Yeah.
I know I've derailed the train.
No, you're good.
I don't have them, ranked in any particular order. I mean, listen, the tops you're going to have at the top are going to be David Bailey, Texas Tech. Not 1,000 snaps in his last couple of years. 6'3.5", 251, arm 33 3/4, hands 10 1/4. 14.5 sacks in 2025, which is a big uptick from what he did in Stanford before. 25 quarterback hits, 50 hurries.
Against ACC competition.
19.5 tackles for loss. First step explosion, speed to power rusher with that guy. Nearly a 24% pass rush win rate. That's 99th percentile.
That's top.
That's big time.
Yeah.
So that name is always mentioned. Reuben Bain, 6'2", 263. The arms were in question. There was no question about it. 30 7/8. But you know what? Sidebar, he does not possess the shortest arms of these pass rushers in this draft class.
That would be Cassius Howell of Texas A&M,
who came in at 30 1/4.
There's going to be 2 edge rushers with sub 31-inch arms who are top 100 picks.
So Reuben Bain, power player, power rusher, 1,244 snaps over his last couple of seasons at Miami. Very violent hands. Pass rush win rate also in the 97th percentile. Excellent run defender. Has a pass rush plan when he gets to the quarterback. And I think a lot of people are realizing he has a little better first step than what, So those are some that you're going to say. And Arvell Reese, you're going to talk about. And listen, the Arvell Reese part of this is interesting to me because Arvell, everybody in the world knows this by now. If they don't, I'm going to tell you, 97 snaps at pass rusher in Ohio State's defense last year.
Yeah.
So, and the word that was used to describe him at the combine was, he's excellent, athletic, just build him in a lab. The word was, he's not necessarily a pass rusher right now. He's a linebacker that rushes the passer.
Understood.
So 6'4", 241, arm 32.5, hand 9.5, 4.46 in the 40, 158 in his first 10, 79.5-inch wing. And look, all of these guys complemented each other in that defense. Caleb Downs roamed the third zone, and those two guys were buzzing around all over the place. But, again, I think some excellent prospects in this. It's just what you want and what works for you. I would start with those, but there's value throughout this thing.
So I want to look at that value at the top of the second round, Rhett, in someone who Stoney Keeley brought up to us on Monday, who I had bookmarked based off of the leadership and character pluses in his bank, and that is Auburn edge rusher Keldrick Falk. Super long arms, 34 3/8-inch arms for Keldrick Falk. He's 276 pounds. He's 6'6". Lance Zierlein wrote at NFL.com, culture player praised for leadership, accountability, and character, who won't turn 21 until September.
Correct. He's 20 years old.
So you're talking about a player that's getting to his second contract if he's a second-round pick at potentially 24, 25 years old.
So 6'6", 276. First of all, he's basketball background.
Yes.
He's a basketball guy. Played wide receiver in high school, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Before he filled out, right? 1,147 snaps in his last couple of seasons. Really good run defender. And looks like he has all the makings of being a 4-3 defensive end and an even front. But But yeah, 35-inch vert at that size,
at 276,
9'9", broad. I mean, good grief.
12 sacks in 3 seasons for him. He had 9 sacks in 2024. He only had 2 sacks this past season. So you are drafting him based off of the 24 tape of finishing at the quarterback and the athletic potential. If there is a position, though, Rhett, where you can draft based off of athleticism and not as much production, for me, this is it. And you have
as far
guys,
as him as an example,
just as a rule, yes.
Yeah,
Of the type of position where athleticism is at a premium, edge rusher is it?
Yeah, because at some point it gets down to the coaching and scheme, and if they adhere to the coaching, apply it, and use it.
I go with you there. Right, when you look at also Cassius Howell, let's say if you take a linebacker at 4, running back, right? Anybody but an edge. He's late projected, Cassius Howell, that is, late projected, early second. How do you feel about him as well when it comes down to how he presented himself?
So
out of Texas A&M,
right, 6'2", 253, as I mentioned, arms 30 1/4. Hand 9 1/4, wings 74 1/4. I mean, here's the thing: he's a shorter winged guy because, I mean, quite honestly, there's some defensive backs in this that have longer wing than him.
Jeez,
and longer arm. 1,076 snaps over his last couple of years. High motor. That's what you see with this guy. And quite honestly, his type of play and type of player he is built for a solid style defense. But is he a situational pass rusher? Is he a, first down, bring it kind of guy? Like that? That's what remains to be seen in this. But the motor is not questioned at all. So that's just kind of my initial thoughts with him. I'm going to tell you somebody that radar is picking up big time, who tested really well in that group, is Malachi Lawrence from Central Florida. Malachi Lawrence, 6'4", 253, arm 33 5/8, hands 9 1/4, 4.52 in the 40, 159 in his first 10, 40-inch vert, 10-10 broad.
Goodness. Yeah, you get below that 1.6 mark for your 10-yard split, you are moving at that side.
And 19 and a half sacks over his previous 3 seasons at UCF. He was one of the standouts at the East-West Shrine game. That's moving pretty good for a big guy.
Absolutely.
That's somebody to think about. I'll tell you somebody that I wanted to see more of, and he pulled his hamstring a couple weeks before the combine. Derek Moore from Michigan, 6'3" and 3/8, 255 pounds. Good wing, good arm. Bull rush is good hands. I wanted to see more of him. Zion Young from Missouri.
That was my next one to ask you about.
Yeah, because he fits more of the body size of Keldrick Falk. He's 6'6", 262.
Yep.
Arms 33, hands 9.5. Pass rate, his pass rush win rate is up year over year when you look at his college career. And he converts speed to power with that big frame like that. Just over 1,055 snaps in his last couple of campaigns at Mizzou. Senior Bowl attendee, and I think improved his stock there. But, yeah, I like that guy.
I think Zion Young fits the type really well. I think when you look at a second-round, 35th overall pick option, Zion Young is probably my favorite, Rhett, there. Second in the SEC among all players in pressures, with 56 pressures last season for the Missouri Tigers. He had Damon Wilson was his running mate on the other side, who transferred. He was the one that was in the portal that I think Tennessee was interested in there. Believe he ended up at Miami. Damon Wilson was his running mate on the other side. They had a really good defensive front. Eli Drinkwitz did, and we forget how good that team was before Boviervula got hurt against Vandy too. But the CBS Sports draft report I see on him in comp is Preston Smith, saying he is a high motor, physicality versus finesse or speed. Says not the most athletic, not the bendiest, but he uses heavy hands to bully offensive tackles and collapse the pocket. Pocket collapsing, those are buzzwords the Titans brass has used since Mike Borgonzi, Chad Brinker, and this new regime kind of took over.
Yeah.
Because that is the formula. Look at the
Flush it
last
out.
2 Super Bowl winners as prime examples.
Like, how many times did Brian Callahan mention that? And I know he's not here, but the front office is mostly,
But
it is the same.
In
from
the
last
arms
year.
race that is the AFC,
Yeah.
that's necessary. That's the key to trying to beat those guys, the Mahomes and the Allens and the Jacksons. And
Yes, and the Murrays.
bring
and all of them.
4
Yeah.
and let your other guys cook.
And that part that you bring up too, like collapse in the pocket, that's where when you look at Robert Saleh speaking about his offense and how demanding, his defense and how demanding it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you got your bigs up front being able to collapse, and like that's where the athleticism and speed and attack, a part of his defense shows up, and that's where I guess the removal of a guy like T'Vondre Sweat, like it's good and serviceable, but when you look at the ability to run down, that, to be
Get
quite
upfield.
honest with you, is probably where it takes away from Ruben Bain, that closing speed. Like, yeah, you can collapse the pocket, but do you also have the reach, the speed, and finish to get the quarterback down as well? Not saying that Ruben Bain wouldn't work because he does collapse. He holds the anchor and he holds the pocket, but that's why I've kind of shifted my mindset onto Sonny Styles. Like, if the rundown is Fred Warner-like.
Yeah, for
You know what
Sonny
I'm saying?
Styles.
Like if you went second round with an edge rusher,
Yep.
and then have a guy up the middle that can just chase, like he checks that box to me.
And again, this
If
is
you're
all
going defense.
contingent on what they do a week from now and going forward when
No
free
doubt.
agency starts. I know we're short on time. I want one honorable
wow,
mention
that was
for
quick.
the other pass rusher at Miami, Akeem Messidor.
Yes.
Because guy's got game. He's an older rookie. He'll be 25 years old as a rookie. But people don't get lost that he was the other guy with Ruben Bain, because dude can do it now. 6'3", 259, hands 10, arms 32 1/8, wing nearly 79, pass rush win rate 90th percentile, good against the run, and durable too. 1,274 snaps in the last couple of years at
Speaking of
Miami.
him, well, just hypothetical thought: if Bain doesn't get taken at 4 by the Titans, how late does he go?
Good question.
If Bain doesn't get taken 4 by the Titans, I could see where they take him. Where it? What is it? Is it New Orleans has 8?
8. Yep.
That might be a spot for him.
Okay.
Let's see what Dan Brugler says this morning at The Athletic.
What does Dane Brugler say?
Yeah, that's right. We do have that info.
Kansas City at 9 is what Dan Brugler says.
There you go.
That's
I said
his,
8. He says 9.
And running through his whole top 10 real quick. Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese 2, Francis Maui-Noah 3 to the Cardinals, Jeremiah Love 4 to the Titans, Sonny Styles 5 to the Giants, Spencer Fano 6 to the Browns, David Bailey 7. Wow. Him falling all the way to 7 after the workout he had at the Combine. 7 to the Commanders, Carnell Tate 8 to the Saints. Oh, that makes a ton of sense. Ruben Bain Jr. 9 to the Chiefs, Caleb Downs 10 to Cincinnati.
Tate and Olave in that wide receiver package in New Orleans.
Two Ohio State
Hello.
guys. Tyler Shuck would love that.
Hello.
Rep Brian with us Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Good to see you. Appreciate
Good to see
you.
y'all too. All right.
We'll do more position previews with Rhett next week. Coming up, headlines we missed. There is a person in College Porch, Ramon, who now has my dream job. And I'll tell you who coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Man, if you have any issues around your house you don't want to deal with, like a plumbing, HVAC, or electrical or emergency, Hiller's the company that you need to call or go to their website. Because most of the time you don't know what it's going to cost you if it'll get fixed right, or if somebody's just trying to sell you something that you do not need. I know this because I've dealt with them personally. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems quickly, and the call back and the response that you'll have them show them to your house is usually quicker than you expect. expect. The price you're told is always the price that you'll actually pay. No hidden fees or surprises on your bill when you get them at all. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years and are family owned and operated. Their techs are very professional, experienced, and trustworthy, and they're all background and drug screen as well. And when they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of that tech and a link to track them in real time, so you're not sitting around wasting time for somebody to show up. The motto is, and truly believe it, happy you'll be or the service is free. If you're not satisfied with the work that they've done, they'll fix it more so than what you want them to, or just simply give you your money back. But I'm here to tell you this. To learn more about them or to book with them like I do, visit happyhiller.com.
Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone, wrapping up the show here. And immediately, wherever you download podcasts, you can get us. Get Brian breaking down the draft. Get our Titans free agency wish lists. I feel like this is a requirement of having a radio show is playing closing time going into the last break.
It should be a requirement. It's the only time I've ever heard closing time was on The Office.
It's a good one. It's a little stereotypical radio for me, but it's a good song.
I feel like it's kind of sad.
It is very sad. I know who I want to take me home. I mean, it's a good drop. It's just, I feel like we're doing this. I should be doing a fake radio voice and like we're doing a bit about a radio show.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show here. We'll get to your phones in just a moment. 615-7. I'm just doing the Buck Rising show. There we go. 615-737-1045. You want to jump in. Yeah. Anyway.
We were having a nice time.
Where are we?
We.
I'm kidding. There's someone has my dream job, Ramon, in college sports.
Being a head coach and getting fired so you can get a nice buyout?
I'll do you even better.
Okay.
Being a retired athletic director in an advisory role, part-time. Mitch Barnhart is retiring as the athletic director at the University of Kentucky. And congratulations to him. Former Tennessee assistant AD. Maggie Davis put this out. I think she's a television person in Kentucky. At Maggie Davis TV. Mitch Barnhart's contract has been amended and is publicly available, signed yesterday, March 2nd. His new title is Executive in Residence for the UK Sports and Workforce Initiative. Will pay $950,000 a year plus 10 free tickets to every football, men's basketball, and baseball home game. He will lose his benefits of 2 full-size automobiles and supplemental life insurance.
Oh.
But he will retain insurance with health, life, dental, etc., and his country club membership.
Oh, hell no.
And he will need to do the following duties. Serve as the executive in residence for the UK Sport and Workforce Initiative, whatever that means. Work collaboratively with other leaders. Devote time, attention, and abilities to other duties as assigned. $950,000 a year.
I thought it was $975. Either way, what a heck of a gig.
That sounds nice.
That's one.
Have a country club membership, 10 free tickets to every sporting event.
And insurance.
And you get insurance.
Oh, we're taking away the 2 full-size cars, so I think $950,000 will get you 2 full-size cars. That's wild to me. They just make jobs.
You know, my brain first goes, if he's not full-time and $950K, I know the IRS is coming for him. If he's self-employed at $950,000 a year, better pay half that back to Uncle Sam, my guy.
What's wild is it ain't no telling what other perks are coming along with that as well. And he's probably at whatever job he's left in the past, getting his 401k at this moment as well. Does he even he get Social Security? Like he's getting all kinds.
Seems like he's getting all of it.
His monthly intake, as far as just values, probably $50,000 a month after taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
sheesh,
a lot of money to just take a nice advisory role.
If y'all are listening, you got an open role like Ramsey Solutions to somebody. Make me a job.
You don't need any more jobs.
Yes, I do.
You've got so many jobs.
I can get the Miss Bernhardt treatment. You doggone right. Hey, Ramsey Solution, holler at your boy. I can be a great consultant.
The Nashville Predators yesterday making a pair of trades. They send Michael McCarron, otherwise known as Big Sexy, to the Minnesota Wild for a 2028 second-round pick. The Athletic gives the Preds an A+, and the Wild a C+ for this trade.
Oh, there you go.
Trots, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 2028 second.
Oh, how many rounds is it in hockey?
7.
Draft. It's 7 rounds?
Yeah. It used to be 13.
That actually is a pretty good trade.
It used to be 13.
And then Cole Smith for a 2028 third from Vegas.
As well as a player, Christopher Sadoff of the Vegas.
There you go. And that was Talking Hockey on 104.5 The Zone.
I was watching Lucas do some show prep. I was like, why? Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
In all seriousness, though, good moves by Barry Trotz. getting a second-round pick for a fourth-line center, even if it is a 2028 second, solid. Thing is, though, like the kid they're going to draft with that pick is like 15 right now. So I have a hard time being all that moved by it. But at the same time, good on you. That's like, I don't know, refilling the bucket with a raindrop. But we're filling the bucket again. Back at it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Ramon, get us out of here.
You must remember at all times, your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot, baby.